no question. You were run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar.
You say before you retire you want to fight Devin and Shakur. Is that still the plan?
I never said that. When I said that? I never said that. But I would for sure. But I never said before I retire I want to fight them too. I never said that.
You said
new deal, 7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. Get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Let's bleed this morning. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's do this roll call real quick. I just want to get to this. I had a lot of time to let the dust settle on this. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I told you so. But it's all right. Delano, Angel Diaz, Derrick Gaines, the legend, and Banks, Anwar Willis, Dal Anderson, Ratchet since 91, my brother, the Audacity Podcast, Brother Code. Dante early in that super chat said, salute, my brother. Salute to you, good brother. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you. Del Riv, Bastian, y'all names are still added. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. My apologies if I'm saying your name different. Mind of Mansa Musa, salute. My brother, fool ass Earthman, is in that super chat.
You fool ass Earthman.
Salute to you, good brother. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. Tay-Tay, good morning. Coach Hudson in the building. Salute. Aaron Butler, my brother. Salute. Rod Neal. Yep. Dragon Fang. Joe, what's good? The Sensei Stormy B-Man. Peter the Great. John Simon. Said, what up? All right. Smash the like button, like and share the video. Let's just get to it. Lost from the Jungle, salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Andrew 100. This question is actually for the Tank fanatics. Remember when I'm happy for you, Joe. Salute to you. I'm happy for you. Yes, sir. I'm happy for you, brother. Stay positive, stay focused. That's what I'm talking about, man. Positive look on life, man. That's right. Supreme Beast Boxer talk. My brother Cadillac Red in the building. Salute. Dal Anderson, salute. Yeah. Yeah, Dal Anderson. They always reviewing my stuff. I don't do nothing. I don't know. I don't even know what it means. It's whatever, man. Whatever YouTube is going to do, they're going to do. All I do is report the news. Marcus Wall, salute. And this is the news. This is the boxing news. And I'm talking about one of their boo-boos. B-E-W-B-E-W-S. Boo-boos. G. McCall, salute. And the monkey, the fake ape, Look, man, I told you about this guy. Y'all want to listen. So, cool, you ain't got to listen to me. Just watch what he's doing. I want every Tank fan to justify this move. Go ahead, please. Just go ahead. I'm listening this morning. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. I'll drop a link. Tell me why you're cool with this. And then I want you to go ahead and tell me, nah, he gonna go ahead and get that 100 mil, and then he gonna spin the block, and then he gonna get Devin, and then he gonna get Shakur, then he gonna get T.O. Sure will, salute. Blah, blah, blah. He's a watch winner. Watch winner. You know what that is? Watch when I do this. Watch when I do that. He ain't doing nothing. He told his fans, when you see me in the street, don't say nothing to me, though. That he did say. Michael Ray, salute. This is y'all king. Y'all go ahead and justify this. This is good news for y'all. Oh, yeah, yo, Tank about to be with that $1 million, that $100 million. He gonna get that $100 million. Okay, all right, bro. This guy has done nothing but prove everything I said about him to be correct. Main biker, salute. Everything I said about this dude. Before, I was just suspecting it. I mean, could it be? Could it be? I'm like, nah. He gonna get one of these guys, right? Kamara, what up? Yo, listen, man. I'm just trying to figure out, when did I become the villain for asking him to do what all of his fanatics alleged, and that's to be the best over everyone in or around his division. I said, yo, look, you might be right. Can I see it? And what has he done? His hardest fight was against his baby's moms, and I'm not even kidding when I say that. He's on shaky legs with this bitch. She's the only person that could KO this dude. So she lies on him again. Right? She lies on him again. And that's what I'm rolling with. I mean, she could have gotten paid off. I don't know what's going on. Sam Seal, salute. I don't know what's going on. Rashad, what up? I don't know what's going on. Did I want him locked up? Hell no. Do I want him killed by the police because she's making a false report? Hell no. Do I want him away from her for his own safety? Hell yes. And now that we've gotten that out the way, can you fight somebody? He's giving you Jake Paul. Yo, look, man. Look. Everything I said about this kid is officially, if it wasn't justified before, if y'all still want to fuss with me, listen, don't fuss with me. I'm not listening. I'll hear you, but I'm not listening to that. Now watch this. I'll open up this link. How much you want to bet a Tank fan will attack me personally before they address this? They won't see this as an issue, but they'll attack me personally. They'll do stupid shit like saying, man, y'all heard that clown on Champ's side yesterday from Baltimore who couldn't even say exhibition? Lord, I was in the gym. Champ said, say exhibition, and he laughed first, which is laughing when someone asks you a question. That's the level of uncomfortability that they have. It's equivalent to Freedom's March, salute. It's equivalent to when you ask someone a question in the chat and they respond with smiling emojis. That means you can't answer the question. He asked him to say exhibition. Motherfucker says expedition. Man, I stopped my whole workout for 5 minutes. Is he trolling? No, and of course the dude was from Baltimore. Of course. Delano, I'm gonna open up the panel just for you. I'm gonna let you talk, bro. I'm just gonna I'm not arguing with no Tank fans anymore. I'm not, you know what? After yesterday, I'm so glad Tank chose this guy, Jake Paul. Because here's what's been solidified. Jake Paul has become the face of boxing. You know why? Because it's fanatics like the Tank fanatics that have allowed this to happen. Jake Paul's emergence in the sport of boxing is a direct result of fighters posturing for more money, robbing their fans while avoiding their contemporaries. And then you enter Jake Paul, that other dude that tried to tell Champside that he switched up. ATX, salute. Jeff Sparks, salute. The other guy that tried to tell Champside that he switched up. Did you listen? Shelton, what up? Did you listen to him? I listened very carefully. Dumbass said, we follow the sport. I love Tank fans when they say, we take it too serious. Dude said, I don't follow it like how y'all follow it. Y'all take it too serious. Champ side, you switched up. He was saying all of that to the brother. Turns right around and breaks the Devin Haney glass. So we're following it too seriously. In other words, we need to give Tank a break. The other dude that had no education told Champ to get off Tank's balls. Right? This dude who tried to sound like he was an articulate idiot. I love using that term. He's an articulate idiot. Breaks the Devin Haney glass. Newsflash, if you gotta break the Devin Haney glass to justify Tank, you've already lost. If you can't justify or explain anything this kid does without breaking the Devin Haney glass, there's something wrong with you. So we follow this too closely. We take it too serious. We're too emotional. But he knew just enough about what was going on the DHP side of boxing, though. Huh? So we're taking Tank too seriously, but you could tell us everything going on with Devin Haney and Boots Ennis and Brian Norman. You see what I'm saying? These are the Tank fanatics. And he says, I like watching Tank. Stop right there. Did y'all peep when he said that? In other words, Shade Girl, salute. In other words, he is just who we say his fanatics are. They don't care who this kid fights. They just want to watch him. When Boxing Ego put that up, it was so telling. Remember that love letter he wrote? That was a living contradiction within itself. Do you remember that? He starts talking about braided hair, chrome hearts. Then he says, has an exciting style, will put you on a poster. And then he says that he loves to watch him. I'm like, wait a minute. If I say I love watching a fighter, it's because I like watching that fighter in the ring. No, he says exciting to watch. After he said, we'll put you on a poster. That's the same point. Or is it? We'll put you on a poster. Okay, I get it. Then he says a couple of points later, exciting to watch. He's a smart man. He just told on himself. Dude, that's gay. That's gay. Gerard Harlem in the building, salute. That's gay. That is gay. Capital G-A-Y. Hold on. Do y'all understand that? We'll put you on a poster. Chrome hearts, braided hair, exciting to watch. Did y'all even peep that? Shaquilla, salute. Reading, most of you can read. But can you comprehend? Cameron Fields, salute. Did y'all peep that? That's the first thing I said. Is he making the same point? Because being excited to watch means, You know, that goes with the put you on a poster thing. No, he meant what he said. These dudes are sexually attracted to this type of yellow tattooed, long-haired dude. Y'all think I be making this up? I'm not. I am not. Now I'm gonna open up the panel. All y'all Tank fans, you're welcome. You tell me why this is a good thing. Because I'm talking boxing. How the hell did we go from Jake Paul being a freak show and bad for boxing and he's not a real fighter? Now he got a Tank fight, y'all. You tell me, how does this help the sport? And it's an exhibition? What is it, 10 rounds, 2-minute rounds? That's what he did with Mike Tyson, right? Or was it 12 rounds? I don't know. What is it, 6 rounds, 3-minute rounds? Do they have an agreement? So it's an exhibition. This is a clown fight, right? Y'all cool with this? How long before y'all say, well, he's getting his money? Y'all know I don't like talking about money, but in this atmosphere, there's no way around it, y'all. It's no way around it now. Tank fans don't love boxing. Y'all love him. And when he's gone, y'all need to go with him. Because what happens is you fools think you know all about him, and then when we get on here and say, yo, look, man, Tank is nice, but I want to see him fight this guy and that guy, and then y'all jump on our panels and argue with us about why he shouldn't. And then when we break it down and then we ask you to articulate that, y'all cop out. Oh, well, y'all try and shame us. Hello? Shame? Insult? Guilt? Need to be right? What is that? Is that sign language? Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Where the Godfather at?
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Y'all gonna say that we're taking it too seriously. We're emotional. Let me tell you something. If you're not passionate about something, it's really not worth doing. If you half-ass something that you do, then I can't take you serious. How many of y'all played a pickup game of basketball and things got heated? You trying to win. As a man, I'm a competitor by nature. When I'm in the gym and I'm lugging around some heavy weights, sometimes weights feel heavier on some days than they do the most, but I go to war with the weights. I'm like, oh, nah, I'm picking this up today. Fuck that. Don't you dare come to me in the gym and be like, yo, man, it's not that serious. Man, shut the fuck up. The thing is, you're a Ritalin kid, you're a Prozac kid, or the product of that. You don't have a competitive bone in your body. The only bone you want is in your backside from this kid. Or you want to put your bone in his backside. You guys are afraid to compete. You want it easy. That's what the Robert Ory Charles Barkley debate was about on Facebook. I mean, goddamn, these kids don't want to compete. They want the easy road. And if this kid looks good enough to you, that's the route you're going. You don't care what Tank does. I care. This is my sport. I want to see the best fight the best. Shout out to BFTB, my brother. And here we are, wanting to see, we have all of this talent. Listen, there's a lot of talent in the world of boxing right now. There is no excuse for Devin Haney to have been at 135, draining himself for that long, and have not fought Tank and not fought Shakur, and they could have said yes or no. Shakur could have fought Devin before he left 135 for undisputed pay-per-view, his highest payday. And what did Shakur say? I know my worth. Turned right around and fought Edwin De Los Santos. He did not make the same amount of money. There wasn't a bigger prize, and he had won the fight. And people disrespected him by leaving before the fight was over, and ESPN disrespected him. You could have fought Devin Haney and lost, but it's still you'd at least had Devin on your resume. Win or lose. You'd have had your biggest payday. Win or lose. If you won, you'd have had a rematch. But you knew your worth. And his fan base rolled with that. But then when I point simple things out like that, y'all tell me I'm being too emotional? No, you're not passionate enough. And you know what? Get out my face, bro. We working over here. We're talking boxing over here. You talking braids and chrome hearts. We're not the same. You see why, these kids, we're having two different conversations. We're talking about competition and who you want to see, and you over here infatuated with a dude's tattoos or because he live on the same block or he got it out the mud. And y'all putting coats on him that don't fit. Tank's not a street kid. And we start talking about something else. That fool yesterday tried to tell brother Champside that he switched up. Reality is, he never switched up. You love Tank. You think you go to these other places, you think you're arming yourself with facts. They all fall short because all these other channels are selling wolf tickets to you. You think you're smart, you're not. You don't know boxing. There's no way you tell the people in the comment section and you tell Champside that we take this too serious and you just want to see Tank in the ring. You just want to see him fight. But in the same breath, you say you know enough that you could tell him that he switched up. And you could tell him everything wrong with Devin, and Devin wasn't even a topic. He wasn't even a topic. So you don't watch boxing like that, but you like watching Tank. But you know everything about Devin? It didn't make sense. Do you support the sport or not? Oh, I don't support the sport, but I know enough about this. I know enough about that guy. So who's the hater? Champ or that fool on the goddamn air that he let on the panel? Who's the fool? Who's the fool? So Tank Davis is fighting a man that's going to drain down 190, 195 pounds. I thought Devin was too big. You see how that works? This guy will make a fool out of y'all if you let him. This ain't my sport. Jai Opatai, that's the sport. David Benavidez, that's the sport. Errol Spence, that's the sport. Even with all his flaws outside the ring, that's the sport. What Bud Crawford's about to accomplish, that's the sport. What Devin Haney is doing, that's the sport. What Brian Norman is doing, that's the sport. Deontay Wilder, that's the sport. What Tank is doing, this ain't the sport, man. And y'all told me that Jake Paul is making a mockery of the sport. Now he got a Tank fight. What y'all got to say now? I'm sorry, Tank fans, y'all rocking with this. Y'all cool with this. I'm gonna need y'all to tell me this morning why y'all cool with this. Go ahead, tell me. I'm listening. Man, fuck that. Y'all go ahead and tell me. Y'all go ahead and tell me. Pull up, tell me why you cool with this. I'm listening, man. You ain't gotta attack me. Tell me why you cool with it. I'm listening. Because I'm not confused. Y'all just are who I said y'all are. Y'all don't support the sport. Y'all just love this kid, and that's fine. But I love the sport. He participates in the sport that I love. And the sport don't love me back. And I say that, but I'm cool with that. I love the sport. Y'all don't. Y'all love him. Pull up and tell me why you support this. Go ahead. I'm listening, bro. Go ahead. Click the link, man. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Give it to me. Educate me. Because I don't get it. No, I do get it. I do get it. But can y'all finally admit that y'all love him and don't love the sport? Come on, come up here and tell me what he's going to do. He's going to fight Jake Paul, get his 100, 150 million, 200 gazillion dollars, and then he's going to spin the block, and then he's going to fight everybody that we want him to fight, and he's going to knock everybody out. Go, come on with it. Because we've heard this already. We've been listening to it for what? Goddamn 6 years now. You can be from Baltimore. You could be an articulate idiot that's well-spoken. I see through all of it. I want to hear it this morning. Links pinned to the top of both my channels. Please pull up. I'm going to let you speak this morning. Go ahead. Click the link, please. I don't care if you're unfamiliar. Tank fans, pull up. I need you to explain this. I want to hear it from your voice. I'm not fussing with you this morning. I'm not cussing out anybody. I'm not doing that. My point's proven. But I want to hear y'all say it. I want to hear y'all articulate this. Brother Freedom's March, salute, brother. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You hear me?
I'm chilling, brother.
Oh, okay. For sure. Now, yeah. you know I'm not a talking truck fan, man. You know that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But, I had to come up here, and I'm basically here to say that.
Hold on.
I told
Delano. Click the link, man. I'm not reading whatever nonsense you saying, bro. Click the link.
Yeah, coming up here. The link works.
Come on up and talk, bro. Because you type it in the chat. I mean, look, I want the audience to hear the Tank fans, because you guys are exactly what I suspected you guys were years ago. Just come on up. Just come on up. Go ahead, Freedom's March.
So the problem is with these Tank fans like Delano is that they have to wait for their favorite content creators to create the narrative that they can push. You might have to wait a couple days for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they have an original thought. So they're gonna wait for that content creator to come up here. And that's what they're gonna go with. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they have to say when that happens. But I don't see any way around it, man. Tank has made it clear that he's not interested in the sport beyond making money.
Right.
And what's funny is, I think we're living in idiocracy right now, because if you didn't see this coming, right, all the way down to fighting Jake Paul and Tank wanting to get out of the sport, it doesn't take a genius in Nostradamus to see that this was going to happen, right? And so it's all about the denial that has been pushed amongst Tank fans. And we pointed it out. Everything that he said, everything he's done throughout his entire career has showed us that he's not interested in the sport like that. But,
right.
The fans, they don't want to hear that. So now they're in shambles and they don't know what to do about it. But that's why platforms like yourself and other members of the LDBC are important. I was telling BF yesterday that we need him in the sport, right? Just like we need you, 7-8, and all these guys, because if you guys go away, it's a wrap for boxing. And that's sad to say, because how many of you guys are there? And then outside of the LDBC, you got Champ Side, you got, a few others, but I don't, it would be a sad day if you guys stop covering the sport of boxing. So I encourage y'all to keep going. You know what I'm
talking boxing. I'm not talking like this is foolishness.
Yeah,
This is
boxing.
foolishness. Let me read what Delano said since he's not coming up here. He said, I'm reading how it's written. He said, I cool with just like you all were cool with Fury, Joshua, and Mayweather Jr. Let's review what he says. All right. Fury, Joshua, he must be talking about Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Francis Ngannou is a recognized killer from another sport in MMA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recognized killer. All right.
Yep.
And he's an actual fighter, like real deal with accomplishments.
Yep.
And he, you know, some people say he beat Fury. Some people say he beat him. He dropped him and all that. Beat him.
Yeah.
Right? Second of all, okay, he gets in there with he had such a great outing versus Fury.
Yep.
They put him in there with AJ, and AJ mopped the floor with him. But Francis Ngannou is an accomplished fighter. He's for real.
Facts.
Okay? Floyd Mayweather Jr., same thing with Conor McGregor. Same thing. Conor McGregor is also a certified killer in another sport, but he's a certified killer. And he was actually competing with Floyd Mayweather until he wasn't.
Right.
Jake Paul has killed who? Nate Robinson?
Nate Robinson, god dang, what's his name? The wrestler?
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, Nate Diaz.
Tyron Woodley and the other wrestler.
Okay, all right. Now watch this. Watch this. Get it back in blood. Y'all like to throw that slogan around. Y'all never told Jake Paul to run it back with Tommy Fury. Matter of fact, last I remember, Delano's backstage. I'm pulling him up right now. Last I remember, hold on, I got distracted. Good. You know what? Delano.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Go ahead.
How y'all doing, man? Everybody safe out there?
Yeah, we all good, brother. Go ahead.
Everybody safe? Everybody safe and sound?
We all safe.
All right.
Go ahead.
What's up, brother? What's going on? All right. Hey. He chose Jake Paul. Of course, you want to see him fight a top contender. I know all that, but hey, he ain't the first to do it. Fury did it. Joshua did it. Mayweather did it. He's going to get his bag. Now, we got to be patient, like you said, and wait. If he leaves the sport, then we know what you said is true. If not, you go back and take care of business.
How long are we supposed to wait, brother?
Well, if he's gone for like your boy Charlo did. Charlo went away for 2 years.
No. How long are we supposed to wait for Tank to fight his contemporaries, brother? That's what I asked you. Please don't break anyone else's other glass. Don't do that. Don't bring up no one else's name. We're talking about Tank Davis, brother. How long are we supposed to wait before he fights his contemporary?
Wait about a year. A month or a year. 6 months to a year. 3 months to a year.
3 months to a year. So after he fights Jake Paul, you're telling me in 3 to 6 months he's fighting his contemporary?
Maybe so, yes.
You said maybe so. Okay, what proof do you have that he's going to do that?
Well, I don't have the proof, but we don't have to prove he's not.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You know what that means, Drew.
No, I don't.
Drew,
what does that mean?
Listen, Drew.
Lord have mercy.
He's going for the Drew. He's going for the money, Drew. He's going for the money, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Evidently, when he gets the money, of course, he's going to take time off. I'm not going to lie about that.
Why is he taking time off?
I'm not going to lie about that.
Why would he be taking time off, brother?
Huh?
Why would he be taking time off?
Because of the money he got. He can sit back. He can lay back like any other human would.
How old is he?
He's in his 30s.
Okay. Older fighters, do they need to be less active or more active?
More active.
So why would he be taking time off after he gets his 120 mil from Jake Paul, brother?
Hey, you ask him. It looks
Nah, brother, I'm
to me.
asking you. You're telling me what he's gonna do. I'm asking you, brother. You're telling me
Because the
what
money
he's
he's
gonna do. I'm
making with
asking.
Jake Paul, he would have done if he fought whoever he's fighting. See, 2 fighters he fought, he wouldn't have made that type of money. You understand?
Huh?
He had a bigger bag, so that's why you didn't want him to fight, probably neither, because that's what you're getting at, and I understood that part.
Delano, brother, you are begging the question. Why can't you answer a question instead of begging the question?
Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
I'm answering the question.
Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all.
What question did I just answer?
Wait. Delon, hold on, brother. Wait. Why is Press backstage?
Hey, Drew, before this go any further, can I get this out real quick before this go any further?
Wait, hold on. Can I take a vote? Y'all want me to let Press on this panel?
Yeah, let him.
I'm actually interested to see what he has to say.
Coach, should I let Press up?
Let him up.
All right. Good morning, Press.
Now take him off now before he say anything.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Just wait for a minute. Delano, go ahead, brother.
Let Press talk, man. Y'all can handle it. I'll step in a little later.
Can I get this off real quick?
Go ahead, Insane. Go ahead.
So I actually, with this Tank Davis situation, you know what I'm saying, I already knew what type of dude he was already. So I ain't even mad at him. Shit, let him, if he gonna steal money from the bank, let him steal money from the bank. He need to come out with the ski mask on and do what he do. Because for me, it's all a business anyway. And y'all know I'm a Devin Haney fan off the top, but shit, if it's some easy money, shit, let me go get it real quick. And it's an exhibition too, so it really don't count. Shit, free money, you know what I'm saying? Free money, just like a movie. We go in here, we do WWE. Let's talk to me.
Insane, they're trying to get it sanctioned.
You went out, brother. They're trying to get that sanctioned?
To get the fight. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Come on now. They're trying to get it sanctioned.
Okay,
you don't believe me? They're trying to get it sanctioned at 175.
I want to remind y'all.
Before
I give it to Press. I want to remind y'all. Do y'all remember when Mauricio Suleiman said whoever wins between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, that he's gonna rank them in the WBC rankings? Y'all forgot about that?
No, I remember that. I remember.
Bro,
that.
I don't know what happened. So Tommy Fury won, and he won convincingly.
Yeah,
he won convincingly. Was he ranked? Did we forget about that? You see what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
So this is what I'm dealing with sport. But see, when I bring things up like that in frustration, y'all call me a hater. And I'm like, yo, no, what the fuck is going on here? But Press, you go ahead, man. What you got?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Tank situation. This Jake Paul thing, honestly, I seen it coming, but it's not excusable. But I'll say this: I still think he will fight Lamont Roach after this. He did say this fight was going to happen before the Lamont Roach rematch in the interview he had. But I still think Tank gave a leg up to all his haters, all his deniers with this move he did, because now everyone's looking at him as a duck or a scared dude, or he doesn't mean anything to the sport. I do think Tank overall is a great fighter. I just don't think this is a proper move, but I understand that it's always been money over the belts or a legacy. If y'all say, I think his legacy is already cemented in the sport of boxing. I don't understand where all the hatred, where all the hatred stems for Tank Davis. I don't get it. Tyson Fury had the exhibition with Francis Ngannou, MMA guy. Also Anthony Joshua, but there was no outrage. There was no, oh my God, who is he fighting?
No, those were real fights, bro. Those aren't people's records. Those are real fights.
Those were sanctioned, and they are trying to get dissanctioned. But I don't see. But isn't Jake Paul a real boxer? Isn't he a licensed boxer? under he has a boxing license. So
Oh,
he's a
okay,
yeah. So
press. Let me ask you a question, brother. Am I a hater if I just want to see Tank do what everyone feels he can do? Beat his contemporaries like Devin Haney, Shakur, Tiafimo, everyone around 140, 135. Am I a hater just for saying, "Hey, man, show me"? Why would that make me a hater?
Can I answer that? Can I answer
go
that,
ahead,
Jew?
go ahead.
Can I answer that, Jew?
No, hold on. I'm asking the brother Press.
Okay,
Why
Okay.
would
okay.
that
All
make
right,
me a
I'll leave
hater?
it alone.
I'll say this, right. It makes you, I'll say, complicit, but I'll say, like, okay, let me answer the direct question. Yeah, it makes you a hater because we've seen time and time again these other fighters aren't holding their weight and they're not getting this
There you
amount
go.
of
There you go.
critique or blatant just criticism on what they do every time. We've seen videos on Tank Davis' fucking life, like what he got into not too long ago, but we don't see when the other boxers are doing crazy ass stuff. We don't see the coverage. So it's like, wow, I know Tank hasn't fought everybody he's supposed to fight, but we don't know every circumstance that happens, right? I mean, he calls the shots. He calls the shots, but he isn't the one that dictates everything that happens in the book. We don't know what's going on with Shakur's camp. We don't know what's going on in Devin Haney's camp. We don't know what's going on in Lamont Roach camp. We don't know who what's the other guy. Any person he's supposed to like Teofimo's camp. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We do know that the fights were supposed to happen, but they didn't happen. Now we're getting Jake Paul. We're in this conundrum, and we have to take it as it is. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. I'm gonna still watch the fight. Hopefully, after this, Tank either goes for Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson and gets these boys out of here. Because I'm sorry, they're food, but it is what it is.
Okay. So you're upset that, well, not upset. You just noticed that I talk about Tank more in a negative light, as you said. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. You mentioned what he went through very recently. What was my opinion on that?
I don't know.
Oh, but you just said that, I brought it up in a negative manner.
I believe you did.
You believe you did, but you just said that you don't know what my opinion was on it.
I know what your other compadres.
No, but well, no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about me.
So I aligned it with I aligned what they're thinking to yours because you guys.
No,
think
we're
alike.
all different men.
But you still think alike. I can still assume that.
No, we don't. We might have the same opinion on certain things, but other things we don't. We're all men. So I just asked you what was my opinion on Tank's latest situation.
All right, you
said
me.
You don't know.
You tell me what it was.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I rode with Tank on that. I don't like that bitch, and she's trying to get him murdered. I said that. You think I want to see that young man in jail? I already said I didn't. I said it mad times. I said that bitch is a problem. I said it when she first called the cops on him. I said that. I said, man, this bitch is a demon, and she's trying to get this kid killed. I said that, and I said it again. And I said, God damn, now he might be going to jail. And then she dropped the charges. I said, this bitch is lying again. And the last thing I want this kid to be is in prison. That's what I said. As a matter of fact, that's what everybody said. Nobody want to see Tank locked up. Nobody want to see him getting shot by police, because that's something else. All I want to see this kid do is do what everyone says he can do. Knock people out, beat his contemporaries, and if he does it, he does it. It's man down over here. I picked Errol to annihilate Bud, and Bud said, hold my beer, watch this, Drew, and he beat the shit out of Errol. And I applaud Bud for that. But Bud showed me And I have no problem with that. And Bud's about to show me again against Canelo. And it's man down over here. But he put my man down. And I respect it. Why can't I get that from Tank? Show me you could beat Devin. Show me you could beat Shakur. Show me you could beat Teofimo Lopez. Show me you could beat Lomachenko. That's all I asked for. How is that hate? That's what I'm asking you. How is that hate?
But Drew, he's not obligated to do your demands. He doesn't have to do what you have to do.
But he said he could do it, brother. He said he can do it. Y'all said he could do it. Why? I'm just asking, show me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, someone can say they can do it, but they don't have to show you anything. I mean, it doesn't have to. It's not an obligation. It's not obligatory. Like,
Press. He's a fighter, brother. He's a boxer.
Yeah, he is a fighter, and he'll fight with who he wants to fight. I'm not excusing what he's doing. Remember, because I was upset when I heard the news about Jake Paul. I was like, no, dude, fight Lamont Roach. Get this guy out of here. He's talking too damn much. But he's not obligated to meet the demands of certain folk.
What do you want to? Before I give it to Coach Hudson, you tell me, what do you want to see Tank do after the Jake Paul fight? Because it's happened and there's nothing we could do about it. Because according to you, he's not obligated to please his fans. And this is his fan base, ladies and gentlemen. They're cool with this. So after the Jake Paul fight, Press, tell me, as a Tank fan, what do you want to see him do?
All right. Well, what I want to see him do is take on Lamont Roach again, beat his ass, get him the fuck out of the sport of boxing. Then get on Shakur, beat him, become unified, then get T.O. and retire. I think that's like the ultimate thing you should do.
So he's not obligated to do anything. So what if he fights Eastside Cruz in the rematch after that? You cool with that?
I am cool with that. I think it's a good fight.
Okay, great. All right, Coach Hudson, let me give it to you, good brother.
Salute, brother. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Salute to everybody on the panel. So let me say this. Like I said yesterday on Champ's side, isn't it against God to live backwards? Isn't it against manhood to bear false witness over and over again? But let me start this. Let's really dissect this for a second. Just to be honest with you, if I was Tank Davis, I would hate to have the fan base that I have. Because a lot of times it's not Tank that's getting the hate, it's his fan base. Because his fan base has talked, you diehards, you have talked the most shit over the last 2 years, really the last 4 or 5 years, about what Tank Davis can do. You all called him the face of boxing, not us. You did that. So then when we come forward and we ask the weight to be held on a champion who you are calling the face of boxing, you all get upset. Now we're hating on him. Then you all try to compare him to what Fury did, what Floyd did, what Anthony Joshua did, what Devin Haney's doing. There is no comparison. Before Tank Davis fought Lamont Roach, let's just think about it and ask yourself this honest question. Who really wanted that fight? None of us. Why do many of us want to see the rematch? We want to see the rematch because we saw Tank challenge. Let me speak to another character trait that I don't like of the Tank diehards. When Tank was in trouble and he was being dragged by many of the Mexican fan base, when he went against Isaac Cruz and when he went against Leo, you all were not here to ride for him the way you are now. So you throw the rock and you hide your hands over and over again. You all are correct. That brother does not have to do anything that we ask for. But answer this question. If in the NFL, all the teams that are the best did not go against each other, what would happen to the NFL? What would happen to the NBA? What would happen to all these other sports who have the best going against the best? They would fail. So what is happening with the sport of boxing right now? For those of you who are saying it's all about business, it's all about getting to the bag and your money. Well, what has happened to HBO boxing? What has happened to Showtime boxing? ESPN. What have they done in the last year? They have ended their long contract with Top Rank. So is the sport of boxing doing good right now, or are they doing bad? Is there not a bidding war amongst the apps right now to see who is going to be the leading network for the sport of boxing? That is happening. So I love the sport of boxing, but what happens when you idol worship a certain fighter, it blinds your cognitive reasoning. It blinds the way you should move and think as a man, period. We have all of these athletes around the world who are carrying the weight. That's why we were all so proud of seeing a athlete, a young man like Shedeur Sanders, showing the whole world that no matter what you think of me, no matter how much hate you throw my way, I'm still going to stand up. I'm still going to shine and show you that I am the man that God has shaped through the furnace of affliction, and I'm the man that my father has raised. These boxers should be doing the same thing. You mean to tell me that Clarissa Shields can have more testicular fortitude than our fighters? Now, do not get it twisted. The fight is happening in Atlanta. That's what I'm hearing. I will be there. I will be there to see this circus show. But after it's done, after all of these who want to see the circus show happen, do you think that they're going to support the other fighters in the sport? Do you all not see that there has always been a motive to create a great white hope? And do you not see that you all are helping in this tailor making of a Jake Paul, and you all are falling into that very trap? So if exhibitions are now going to be done before a fighter has to actually fight their contemporaries, what are we setting up the future generations of the sport for? What are we setting up the new culture in the sport of boxing? This is not what the sport was built on. So you do not get to be the perpetrator and the victim at the same time. You all put things on Tank that he didn't say himself, and you all have been doing it for years. So then when we come out and say, hey, what do you all have to say now? You all come out and say, oh man, you all leave little Tank alone. Ain't nobody messing with Tank. We are calling out you all for what you have been doing for the last years. Anytime we try to defend an American boxer that was on the lynching tour in the mainstream media, it was always some Tank dick riders coming, making it hard, putting division in the fan base, something that the Mexican fan base does not have to use. Somebody has some background noise. The Mexican fan base does not have to worry about. The Eastern European fan base does not have to worry about. It is only in the Black American fan base that the Tank Davis D riders or fanatics or idol worshipers have made it hard for the whole sport. And this idea that we are not calling out other fighters. Every truth teller that I know on YouTube has called out Canelo when he was making bad moves, and everyone else has been moving accordingly. We don't have to say much about Usyk because he chases greatness. We don't have to say much about Devin Haney because he's chasing greatness. We don't have to say much about Terrence Crawford because he's chasing greatness. So for you all to come and say, oh man, you know what, Tank is just a little victim and he's just getting his money, and you all are holding him to a standard that you're not holding to anybody else.
Make him a victim?
Excuse me?
When did I make Tank Davis a victim? I never portrayed him as a victim.
This is not about you. This is not about you. This is about the narrative. This is about the narrative. I didn't interrupt you. Please don't interrupt me. This is about the narrative of the Tank D riders and the Tank fanatics and what they have said. And anyone that can say that I'm lying, they can say I'm lying. But anyone who has been following boxing for the last 5-6 years knows that it is the irrefutable truth of what I'm saying. People have come forward, and any time it is to call Tank to be accountable for his actions, people come forward and make it seem like he's being picked on. They make it seem like he is a victim when he is not. You all start calling that man the face of boxing. You all started saying and talking about his hit list that Champ Side, when he did his interview with Tank Davis called out the hit list, not us. So don't everyone have amnesia all of a sudden when we say, okay, well, if you are the face of boxing, if you indeed are this one that wants to hold that responsibility, all we're doing is asking him to do the same thing that Floyd had to do at some point, that Roy Jones had to do at some point, that Pernell Whitaker had to do at some point, that Oscar De La Hoya had to do with some point. These are people, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Ali. These are people who kept our sport going forward, who held the weight of what the face of boxing has to be. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm going to land my plane here. In the movie Baby Boy, when Yvette went to Jodie's house one of those times, and she got back in the car and was crying and said, he don't love me no more. That is the relationship that some of you have with Tank. Tank would not throw water on you if some of you were on fire, and you all sit here and defend a man who doesn't need you to defend him. The man already said what he was going to do. The man said after the Lamont Roach fight that the man that came into his locker room, that was his plan and who he wanted to fight next. And when I said that on 78 Sports TV to the general, and we were on the panel, people got all in an uproar when I said it. He said, oh no, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. He's still chasing Shakur. He's still smoking, chasing that smoke. And then when we show you and we point the truth up to you, you still are upset. It's like that friend whose daddy never come back home, and he always gets around Christmas time and his birthday, he thinks that Pops is coming home. But listen, your daddy Tank is on the other side of town, just like I said yesterday. He got a new family. He's going to get his money and go out into the wind. Some of you need to get back into the loving of the actual sport and stop being idol worshipers of men. Plain and simple. And to you COINTELPRO boxing fans and you COINTELPRO boxing content creators, I'm on you, and I'm going to be here until we get all of you out the sport. I land my plane there, Jack.
Okay.
Yo.
Okay. I'm going to just say this real quick, real fast, and I'll be done with it. Okay, so let's be clear here. Tank's fight decisions and the backlash by fans right now and discussions we're having, they're rooted in his business choices. And boxing is evolving right now. As Drew said earlier, or Coach Hudson, I'm sorry, you said that is boxing failing? Like all these apps are like bidding for boxing, but we're seeing that Netflix is showing this out. Turkey Al Sheik is in the sport. Y'all up him all the time, and I think boxing is in a pretty good spot right now. It's not dying off. People are talking about this fight right now.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
Andre,
what?
wait, what? What do you mean what?
Well,
Well,
can I say a couple things?
Wait, no, I said that people are talking about this fight as of right now. I'm talking about boxing business and how it's an evolving environment landscape. So yeah, Tank is like no longer fighting for no one's approval anymore. We already established that. He's fighting for the money.
And there's the disconnect right there, young man. There's the disconnect right there from what you said. Because what you're not understanding, what Coach just said, you weren't around when HBO was the shit. You wasn't around when Showtime was the shit. I used to look forward to Boxing After Dark. I used to look forward to Friday Night Fights on USA Network. I used to look forward to ESPN Boxing, even the boxing shows on Telemundo and Galavision. Boxing was lit for me in the 80s and 90s. And what you missed was when Coach said that how HBO killed itself. They took a position and they chose to put other fighters from other parts of the world in front of the American talent. And they killed themselves. They literally fell on their own sword. And what I don't think you're factoring in, and I'm talking to the Tank fans, what I don't think you're factoring in is that Tank could fuck around and lose. This is an exhibition. They're trying to get it sanctioned. Why would they try and get this fight sanctioned? At what weight? Tank is the 135-pound fighter. Jake Paul's damn near cruiserweight, damn near heavyweight. If Jake Paul decides to show his ass and knock little man out, do you know how bad that's going to look? Do you know Jake Paul has a fan base that has nothing to do with boxing? The amount of fans that love Jake Paul just for being Jake Paul is in abundance, and it's over the amount of guys that just love Tank for the sake of loving on Tank. And it'll be a victory not only over Tank Davis, it'll be a victory over boxing. And that's what I think the disconnect is with the Tank fans. Y'all don't understand how dangerous this shit is, and it could be. Do you honestly think for boxing, I want to see Tank going in and lose to Jake fucking Paul? For boxing, I don't want that shit. Why is Tank putting himself in this tailspin? I don't know. You know, it's got to be for the bread, but I don't appreciate this. As a supporter of the sport, I don't appreciate this. This is a mockery. This is a spit in our face, and you're cool with it because you claim you understand his business move. My thing is this: if it's a business move, fine. Fight your clown fight, but get out of my sport. Because right now he's confusing everyone who don't know any better. There are boxing supporters, and then you got fanatics of fighters. Tank Davis has fanatical followers. We're different. We're different. That's what it is. And this is not helping the sport of boxing. It's helping him financially. But I will not be watching this. I will not be supporting this. And if I see the review and I hear that Tank got dropped several times and Jake Paul was beating his ass, y'all got to deal with that. I'm just going to talk about the news. But you can't call me a hater because he shouldn't have been in the ring with a heavyweight / cruiserweight in the first goddamn place. He should have been in the ring with Shakur. He should have been in the ring with Teofimo Lopez. There's storylines behind these stuff. He should have been in the ring with Devin Haney. There's storylines behind this stuff. That's how you keep boxing alive. You don't do it by fighting this $1 million guy he's basically a YouTuber.
Facts.
With a following.
But he is a boxer.
Man, no, he's not, bro.
How he's not a boxer? He's officially licensed.
Man,
Say, man.
Hey, let me go around the panel real quick, man. Peter the Great was in here, man. Salute, Pete, man. What you got, brother?
Salute, man. Like I said, he's a clown fight, man. You know, shit. Like I said, the question, you know, is he moving up for this fight?
Yeah, the fight is at 190, 195.
So a catch weight or like
it has to be
like official weight.
Tank can't make 195. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, also, you know,
Hey,
Coach Calvin said Coach Calvin said that he wasn't big enough.
To get a sanction. That's all.
Wait, Peter, say one more time, bro.
Yes, Coach Calvin said that Devin too big. You know, at what weight though? So he said.
Yeah, he did. And that's another part. I didn't even go there yet.
Make too
Coach
much
Cal,
sense.
when Mark asked me about Devin, he said at what weight though?
Yeah, that's only 5 pounds, bro.
You know, I was like, what is that? What is he saying? This is wild work, man. This is wild. My brother Abe, what's good, brother?
What's good, Drew, man? What's good, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
so, man, first of all, I'm going to say this, man. I don't approve of this clown ass shit, man. I'm going to just say that before I get to going off, man. I agree with a lot of shit motherfuckers saying, man. As a fan, I'm going to tell you why. Fuck Tank fans, respectfully. But as a fan of the sport, my nigga, man, motherfuckers around here treating Tank like he, you know what I mean? Where he from? Baltimore or whatever? Like he the queen of Baltimore or something. You heard what I said? Like, come on, man. Like, we just want to see the people who got belts or the people that fought somebody that we thought that were respectable to keep going if they gonna be in the sport. Like Drew just said, man, if a nigga want to go over there and live out his vlogging dreams, YouTube dreams, let him do that, man. But at this point, motherfuckers confusing the sport because they in and out. You know what I'm saying? And then you got new people. You got people. Yeah, these clown guys from YouTube. I ain't gonna call them all clowns, but guys from YouTube is bringing a lot of more people to watch boxing. But at the end of the day, they casuals, man. And that's why we end up in these rooms, in these podcasts, going back and forth with people who don't know nothing. When I say nothing, you know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. They only, they look at Tank as a fucking fashionista. Oh, he doing it for the money. He doing it for the money. I thought you got into the professional sport of boxing for the money. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, it's a lot of guys, like I said, man. And like you say, man, it's a lot of fans of the fighters, man, that just spoil the whole sport because they come through on some casual shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, man, we just want to see Tank fight somebody who's rated, you know what I'm saying, by the IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO. And if he don't want to fight nobody who ranked, move around. Because like you said, that's where all the confusion and shit coming from, man. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of these guys who are going to try to go head to head with people like us who really been watching the sport and who love the sport. Yes, we got our favorites, but at the end of the day, we love the sport. And that's what we find ourselves doing, arguing with a bunch of casuals, bro. I'm talking about from 18 to 50 who just started watching the sport because they favorite YouTuber then bump shoulders with a boxer. You know what I'm saying? And if they continue to keep on allowing this type of shit to happen, man, you're right, man. Boxing, we gonna look at boxing as man, I don't even know what to look at it as now. Shit, as a soap opera. You feel me? That's all I got to say, man. But as of today, man, I'm not a Tank fan, man. I do not approve of it. Whatever the nigga go, I don't give a fuck about his personal life, man. I'm speaking to the chat as a fan. I don't give a fuck about his personal life. Like, I just want to see the man fight. Drop your belts.
I
Whatever
mean, he's
belts you
fighting
got.
on November 15th.
What's up?
Yeah, he said he's fighting on November 15th. The problem is his choice of opponent, man. Let me go to my brother Trill Will, brother.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, salute, Trill. Salute to you too, Trill.
Will in the building, man. You on mute, brother? There you
Hey,
go.
salute, Drew. Salute
man,
to the panel. Let me start this. I've literally been a boxing fan since I was 5 years old. I've been a content creator for a little over 7 years. I've heard every debate. I've heard every talking point, though I may have commented in it or whatnot. I've heard all of this browbeating about how great Tank is and how much better of a fighter he is compared to Devin Haney, how much of a better fighter he is in comparison to Shakur Stevenson. And at the end of the day, when you come down to it, these fans, these goofballs, these slow bus window licking goofballs are the reason why we're here now. They put these standards on Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tank ain't never, ever once, not one time has he ever came to the defense of any one of these people. I don't care if it's your favorite channel. Every time there's a debate about who's the face of boxing from 135 up to 147, it's always Tank Davis is this, Tank Davis is that, Tank Davis is in sparring, knocking out heavyweights, Tank Davis is doing this, Tank Davis can't be touched.
He's Superman.
He's everything these people have made him out to be. These fake bullshit narrative they came up with, these bullshit little jackets they put on Tank, and every time you say something negative about Tank, you hating on Tank. You talking to a person. I'm talking about me. I've been to 2 of Tank's fights. I've seen this man fight in person. I would say I've been to more Tank fights than most of the people sucking him off. I would say that with a smile on my face, with full confidence. Because
hey, wait, Trill. Let me interject for real quick. You want to know an interesting fact? I'm gonna let you cook. You know what's an interesting fact? Every Tank fight that I've ever seen, I never rooted against him.
Me either.
Never.
Me either.
I was impartial
Big
with Frank
facts.
Martin. I was impartial with Frank Martin, but I never sat there and said, "Oh man, I hope Tank lose." Hell nah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to point that out. Go ahead.
Bro, I literally bought every Tank pay-per-view even after I even openly said I wouldn't. When he fought Pitbull Cruz, I bought the pay-per-view. The problem is Tank Davis shows you who he is. His fans see something totally different. They're delusional. They're like a battered broad. Like the battered broad always want to see the potential of a terrible man. They want to see the potential. He's capable of doing this. See, that's why. See, I didn't say that when Floyd did it. Floyd was out of his career when he started doing exhibition fights. First of all,
Thank you.
Oh, Joshua did. Joshua and Fury. That's the narrative. See, they come up with every excuse except for taking accountability for the shit that they've been saying. They've been putting this man on such a pedestal that they can't take him down.
Come
They're
on.
like Trump supporters. They got this big ass fucking false narrative of how great Tank is in their heads. It's no realm in reality whatsoever, nowhere on this earth where Tank Davis is anywhere close to the fighter they made him out to be.
Talk.
There's nowhere. He went in there with Lamont Roach, brought him up from 130. Lamont Roach whooped his ass. I don't care what none of y'all say. Lamont Roach whooped his ass. He dropped his ass when he claimed he had grease in his eye. He beat him. He stood it. Look. Tank Davis is just like Mike Tyson. Anytime you get in the ring and Tank can't get in your head, his ass is whooped. Just like Mike Tyson. Argue with your cross-eyed mama. But anyways, again, these people, I've heard every narrative. I've heard people come at me, people come at Drew, come at BFTB, come at 78, come at Trill Boxing Talk, come at Stormy B Man, Junior the Truth. Anybody who's ever talked boxing that says something about Tank challenging himself. The only big argument that's ever went on in the sport of boxing, talking about boxing, period, is Tank fighting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only criticism I've ever heard. I've never heard somebody say, well, Tank's a trash fighter. He can't fight. He can't do this. Tank can't do that. Tank ain't this. Tank ain't. I've never heard it. I've never heard it on an LDBC platform. I've never heard it anywhere. I've never heard it. So when y'all come and make up these bullshit ass narratives about how Tank can't fight and people are just hating on Tank, it's beyond me. Y'all literally just made this shit up, created these bullshit ass narratives, go on platforms creating bullshit arguments with a bunch of lies, straw man talking points with no realm in fact whatsoever, just a bunch of goalpost movement, and this is what we got now. A bunch of spineless, cowardice, goofballs hiding behind computer screens, crying and whining about fucking Tank. Here's Devin Haney showing you what greatness is, but y'all hate on him.
Fighting Jose Ramirez's greatness?
Fighting
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, y'all act like Tank is the only guy that's y'all act like Tank is the only one that's like Tank is the only one not fighting anybody.
Y'all criticized him, but when Devin Haney fought Jose Ramirez,
man, no one cares.
Y'all act like he's the only guy not fighting anybody.
No one cares.
First.
Exactly what I said.
Hey, question first.
Hold on, Peter. These emotional ass Tank fans.
Nah, you were the one yelling.
Feelings. You're emotional. Shut your bitch ass
Nah,
up.
you were yelling the whole time.
Shut up talking when a grown man talking. Shut up. Your bitch ass.
I wasn't disrespectful. Sir, I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't disrespectful to you.
Everybody just having a professional conversation. You got
I wasn't disrespectful to you.
Hey, I want everybody to know.
We're grown men here, man. Nobody's cursing or nothing. We just get your point across. You gotta swear at nobody.
Yeah, I didn't say anything bad to
you ain't gotta swear to me. The man ain't swearing at you.
I'm not talking to you. I am talking to the Tank fans that I literally said.
Yeah, but so you ain't gotta curse at nobody. You don't know him to curse at him, man.
Yeah, I was not.
First off, bro. I'm a 46-year-old man. My daddy's alive and well. Ain't nobody on this fucking panel can tell me how to worry about my mouth. Fuck you and everything you stand for. Anyways, what I was saying, anytime I've ever heard anybody, I wasn't even talking to this nigga, first off. Second of all, anytime I've ever heard any conversations or debates or anything, and I've been in all of them, anytime I've heard them, I heard y'all make the most outlandish bullshit claims. You stand on said claims. You went over here going out, talking down on people, bringing up personal shit, doing this, threatening to fight motherfuckers because they hating on Tank. When Tank dropped that bullshit ass 93-second clip of that sparring match between Devin Haney, here y'all go. Steady going at other content creators. I can name a litany of things that y'all done said to take personal shots at people. Blue Blood, BFTB, Drew Titan, 78. I can name a litany of people that you've taken shots at, but y'all can't handle it when it comes back at y'all full force. Pause. Anyways, like I was fucking saying before I was rudely interrupted. And you guys, y'all made the point of making Tank this superhero that in no realm of fact whatsoever, without him even proving any of the shit that y'all talked about, Y'all made it y'all point to make yourselves shit on every other fighter, no matter what color, what creed, what shade they were. Devin Haney's literally out here. Y'all literally just shitted on Devin Haney because Ryan Garcia cheated on him. You were co-signing Ryan Garcia after he got on Twitter telling how he hates niggers. Oh, he wanted to dig up George Floyd's corpse and kill him again. And you sided with this motherfucker over Devin Haney. And then y'all got the nerve, the mitigated gall and audacity to get up here and try to talk about me, bro. This is what's wrong with the sport of boxing. This is what's wrong with you goofballs who get on here claiming that you know boxing, you don't know shit about it. This is what's wrong with you fucks that get on here that love the boxers more than you love the fucking sport, which is what Stormy B Man has been preaching on for years. The same thing Drew's been preaching on for years. Black Fight Fan been preaching on for years. That's the reason why we don't have Trill Boxing Talk no more, because of you fucks. Oh, he's emotional. Good, I am. I'm a human being with emotion, dumbass. I'm not a robot.
Get that black on black shit somewhere else, man.
You know what? Fuck you. How about that?
Wait,
How about that?
From being on professional, you come visit us and swear, man.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm a grown man. Shut up. Shut up talking to me. I'm a grown man. You trying to talk to a grown ass man
like that, man? Get up here talk professionally. You can't hold a professional conversation. What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You ain't my daddy, motherfucker. Who the fuck is you?
Chill.
Man, fuck that nigga, bro. He ain't my fucking daddy, bro. I'm 46 years old.
All right, cool. We cool.
Fuck out of here, bro.
You're the fucking one that do around your own mind like that, man.
Relax. Shut your emotional ass up.
Whole ass nigga.
You bitch ass.
You the nigga. You the nigga.
Respect the panel. Respect the panel.
Stop. Everyone stop. Somebody got noise in the background. All right. Now
anyway, can I finish my point, Drew? Without getting interrupted again, because people can't handle criticism. Again, like I said, this is the reason why I don't talk boxing. This is why I don't. Y'all are too emotionally invested, and you worried about what I said. I wasn't talking about nobody on this fucking panel to begin with.
You cussing that motherfucking little man when he said
I can cuss at who the fuck I want to. Shut your bitch ass up talking to me.
Everybody has
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you, Delano? I don't know you. Who are you? I don't know you. I don't care. I don't know you. I don't know Press. I don't know neither one of you idiots. But y'all steady jumping in my conversation. I ain't talking to neither one of y'all, but you decided to interject yourself into a conversation that has nothing to do with you.
Sure, go ahead and finish your point.
Anyways, like I was saying, I was in those conversations. I was in those debates. I was listening to these people, and I was watching those people tear down other content creators and taking personal shots at them. I was watching it in the name of fucking Tank. I watched them shit on Devin Haney. I watched. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Man, fuck you. You
man, fuck you. Fuck you.
Tell me, man.
Fuck you.
That bullshit, man.
Fuck
you.
Delano,
You bullshit. Fucking around with your own kind. Fuck you, man.
You don't even know shit about me, dude. Who are you?
Delano, he was not talking about you. He was not talking about you.
He don't know me, Drew. He don't know me.
He's talking about other panels he was on. Delano Press.
Bro, how much clearer do I gotta make this, G? For real. Matter of fact, fuck that. Hold on. Let me say this so you can see my face. I don't know you, Delano. I don't know Press. I don't give a fuck about neither one of y'all. I don't care. I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to those panels who literally made their life journey, their life point to turn and shit on the personal attributes of people who disagree with them because they didn't subscribe to the land of delusion, aka fucking Tank fans. You got your emotional ass in a conversation that had nothing to do with you. I wasn't talking to Press. You jumped in my conversation. You jumped in trying to defend this nigga. So again, I give you the same energy you give me. That's why if it's fuck me, it's definitely fuck you. I wasn't talking to you. Drew knows very well who I'm talking about. Anybody who's followed me know very well who I'm talking about. I've been following boxing for a long time. I've been a content creator for boxing for a long damn time. I've been in the LDBC for a long fucking time. I've seen it. I've heard it. I'm tired of hearing it. That's why I'm glad I don't talk boxing no more. Y'all are too emotional. You're too emotional. You're too emotional invested. You're too delusional to even understand what accountability is. All Drews ever did was try to hold Tank to an account. And for that, he got this. And I'll land my fucking plane there. Fuck out of here, man.
The problem is I don't think Tank's fan base understands. They going in there celebrating the money and everything else, but I don't think they understand what a loss does for them. As a matter of fact, I don't think they understand what this fight even means. They're not taking it into accord that this is turning into a freak show. And there's always that consideration. What if Tank goes in there and gets his ass beat all around that ring? They're not going to factor in, oh, Jake Paul is damn near 200 pounds fighting this small guy. They're not even going to factor that in. They're not, because y'all going in there automatically assuming that he's going to win. He's not. You don't know that. You don't know that. This is a clown fight. But the danger is if Jake Paul goes in there and whoops Tank's ass, then what? Then I'm gonna start seeing 1,000 people in my goddamn chat that I've never seen before clowning Tank. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? Or what y'all got to say now? Boxing ain't shit. We gonna have to deal with that. Jake Paul shouldn't be allowed to breathe. Jake Paul is literally Butterbean 2.0. The thing is, he's just smarter. You understand? And he has a built-in fan base, but he should be able to walk amongst the giants in the sport. Tank Davis is a real boxer. And the second Jake Paul fought someone who could really box, he lost. And y'all didn't even tell him to get it back in blood. Because truth be told, he shouldn't be even in the ring with Tank Davis. Tank is a champion. Tank has a resume. Why is he fighting Jake Paul? He's doing the sport of boxing a disservice. And you ain't got to cut down anybody. You ain't got to cut down Devin. You ain't got to cut down Shakur. You ain't got to cut down, no. This is about boxing. And last I checked, Tank Davis is a real fighter. Why is he fighting Jake Paul? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Brother named Gojo Tio, you're on the panel. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how y'all doing, man?
Doing great, brother.
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, Drew, thank you for the news you be putting out, man. And, just for being real to boxing, man. Because, like my man said, you've been, holding Tank accountable, man. And he really should have been holding himself accountable, man. And I hate to say this, and y'all all might get mad at me for saying this, but as of right now, Tank he kind of just made Jake Paul the face of boxing, man. That's all I'm saying, because he's going to him to try to get this big money fight. Canelo tried to go to him and try to get the big money fight. And it looks like he has the pull to get these big money fights. And Tank just proved that, man. I hate to say it, man, but, come on, man. Tank just made it worse for everybody, man. In the sport of boxing, man. That's all I'm saying. That's really all I'm saying.
I'll say this. No, Jake Paul went to Tank. He went to his locker room. It's not the other way around.
That's cap, man. That's cap.
How is that cap? Who said it was cap?
Because me.
How is that cap? It happened. Jake Paul said that he did. What are you talking about? Can you prove it's not cap?
Man, it's been planned though, man.
What do you mean it's been planned?
Bro, it was planned for Tank to call out Jake. No.
Wait, first of all, Tank called Jake Paul out.
Yes, but look,
he called him out after an interview during the Lamar Roach press conference.
Yeah, but look, Chris, look, like the plan with a look.
Say your point.
Look, man, the plan was Tank was gonna knock out Roach, right? And then he was gonna try to call out Jake Paul. Jake Paul's gonna hop inside the ring, man. That's how they both planned. The fight was already planned for even after Roach, bro. You feel me?
I'm not concerned about who called out who. Tank didn't have to accept it. It's like the franchise thing. Whether Loma is lying, because he said that Mauricio Suleiman offered it to him. Mauricio Suleiman said, no, you have to petition for it. I said, well, even if he petitioned for it or whether it was offered, if it was offered to Loma, Loma didn't have to say yes. Loma accepted it. So it's the same thing. If I don't care if Jake Paul went to the locker room, Tank didn't have to say yes. Tank is taking this fight because he wants to. And with that, he said, fuck boxing. Okay, fuck boxing. It's about me. It's about my family. It's about my pockets. And but listen, I hear that. But the trade-off is, if it's like that, since it is like that, then young man, I'm not taking you as a fighter seriously. You haven't given me what I wanted as a supporter of the sport. You've underachieved purposely. So get your money and get out the game with all your marbles and all your bread. While I'm watching these real warriors prove that they're the best. I'm watching two different things when I watch Tank. Y'all put him on his pedestal like he can do everything. All I said was, great, show me. And he's giving me Jake Paul, man. He's giving me Jake Paul. I can't deal with that. And I'm not. And the danger is Jake Paul goes in there and gets a little, they might have an agreement going in there, but Jake Paul, y'all remember when Logan Paul snapped on Floyd that one round and he really tried to get him?
Yeah.
He ate a pull counter.
Yep.
And Floyd hit him and say, all right now, if you want to get real, I can put you out. Now what happens if Jake Paul, who's bigger than Logan, decides to do that to Tank? Now
it's a more dangerous fight.
Yeah, right, a dangerous fight, right?
A more dangerous fight.
How is it going to
It's a
look
more
if he
dangerous
starts
fight for
whooping Tank's
Tank.
ass all around the ring?
So
Do
there
you
you go.
understand I don't want that? You understand I don't want that, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, so there's an element of danger here. Because I don't particularly care for Tank because how he behaves. But I'm talking about for boxing as a whole, it's not going to look good. This is not what the sport is, man.
But Drew, there's an element of danger him fighting him. There's an element of danger fighting even Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a bigger man than Tank. Tank is only 140. That's it. I don't believe he's 147. He can't do that.
Wait.
Those are dangerous fights for him. A guy as big and as fast as he is. Those are dangerous fights. We looking at it as comical, but those are dangerous.
I'm not cool with this. There's nothing to
I'm not cool with it
here.
either, but
based off of that logic, based off of that logic, if you're saying, Delano, that it's dangerous no matter what, wouldn't you rather the danger be versus one of his contemporaries based off of your logic?
Correct. One of my logic is this, all right? For some reason, he's just choosing to get the bag. Whatever reason he's choosing to get the bag, Jake Paul came to. It's just an exhibition. Whatever's in the contract is in the contract, all right? If he's going to get hit and fall down to try to make this man money, and to me, be honest with you, this is bigger than Tank. This is something that's going on in the sport. What I see Dana White and other guys getting involved in it, putting money up and trying to eliminate. And Dana White got UFC. She don't really give a damn about boxing. To be honest with you, if he get boxing out the way, he could, and which way he can. So I'm looking at it at both ways. So they do it any way they can. So that's why my emphasis with some of you all is why is just Tank the focus, not other people are. That's all.
All right,
Delano,
let me answer that question. Let me hold on. Let me answer that question. It's because Tank is holding a belt at 135. If he wants to go fight Jake Paul at 190,000 million, hold on, let me finish. If he wants to fight Jake Paul at 1 million pounds, tell him to drop the belt, leave 135, retire, and just fight exhibition for the rest of his life.
See, that's
Get
what
him
runs
out.
the problems.
What's the what we talking?
But
You talking about the money, right?
How do y'all know
brother,
let me say this.
Okay, go ahead.
How do we know that Tank Davis is going to stop boxing when he fights Jake Paul? He's having one exhibition match against Jake Paul in November. How do you know he's not going to defend his title?
He does not have to
Mark
stop
Roach
boxing.
or anyone else after that.
And let me tell you, like
he can box exhibition fights. If he wants to box,
like Drew told me,
Hey, they're from the stripper, man.
Right?
They're from the stripper.
I'll wait till
man, this
wait till they give a commercial that says that them two are gonna fight. and then I could go on from there. Right now, it's not
Go
even
on from
sanctioned
there.
yet, so
Listen,
we
bro.
don't know.
Okay,
We can't.
so
Listen,
We don't know. Okay, I'm doing what Drew told me
listen,
when I showed him the
listen,
tickets for the
listen,
rematch.
listen. The 135-pound division does not have the luxury of that you have to wait for Tank to figure out what he's going to do with his career.
and hold
That's
the
why I'm
sport.
saying if he wants to do that,
Yeah, but my brother,
let him. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let him drop the belt. Why are you so against him dropping
Okay.
the belt and getting out of 135
Yeah.
if he's going to fight Jake Paul?
But let me ask you
There
a
are
question,
so many
all right?
fighters that should be stripped right now because
Yeah.
they're doing things outside of the realm of
Good.
what should
Okay,
be
I'm
done
glad
for
you
the
said
boxing.
that. All right. Because
So-
135 pounds, I see a lot of champions on people on there, and the only people I see who was mixing it up was Tank. And Shakur just fought one guy that was Cepeda. That's it.
Wait, question. Wait, hold on. Wait, question. What champion has Tank fight 135 though?
Y'all gotta let people cook.
I mean,
man, what champion has he
mixed
fought
it up.
135, bro? All right, man.
All right, well, listen. Let me read these super chats real quick. We're gonna get back to it. Mr. Shelton said, ask him if Devin ducked Tank, Shakur, and Loman to fight Jake Paul, would they keep the same energy? You know the answer. The answer is no.
Oh, absolutely not.
But like, what the fuck?
The answer is no. Sam Seals says, "Press." Come on, bro. Let's keep it respectful, bro. Let's keep it respectful. We're having a conversation. Thank you for the super chat. God dang, bro. Now the 86, my brother in that super chat. He says, salute Drew, salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute to the panel. Salute, brother. Thank you so much, good brother. Ray Son, my brother in that super chat. Salute, good brother. He says, it's bad for the sport. Why don't Jake just fight a real contender? It's diluting the whole thing. Casuals think they have a leg to stand on. They don't.
Hey, Drew,
wait, hold on. Let me read this last one. My brother Ray Son. Salute to you, brother. And that super chat. Salute. He said, this is disrespectful to all of our African American boxing legends, culture, vultures, activity, bro. Hey, man.
Bro,
but when we go there,
he just took my point, dog.
Yeah, we go there.
Drew.
They say we being racist.
Hey, Drew,
man.
I got a question for you, big dog.
Yeah.
Now, you've been a boxing content creator for years, bro. We've been on multiple panels together. We cooked it up. We've talked to fighters. We've talked to Deontay Wilder. We talked to Nicholas. We talked to Nicholas Asbury. We talked to a lot of fighters. I've seen you interview like historians in the sport. I watch you, Trick Nolte, and Stormy. I watch y'all cook up with those guys. Now, the narrative that's been going around, like I said before, the narrative that's been going around, anytime you try to present another, specifically a black fighter like Devin Haney, if you present the fact to say, hey, Devin Haney is the face of boxing, Devin Haney is trying to chase greatness, Devin Haney is doing this, Devin Haney is doing that, what's the first thing you hear from Tank fans? No, Tank is this, Tank is that, Tank is this, Tank is better in the sport. How is Tank better at the sport by fighting a bunch of flat-footed Mexicans? How does he do that?
So Frank Martin was a flat-footed Mexican? Was like, I don't understand. Like Lamont Roach is flat-footed
Your best
Mexican?
example is Frank Martin.
No, I said
whose
Lamont
best
Roach.
win was against Michelle Rivera.
I said Lamont Roach as well.
He
Was
lost
Leo
against
Santa
Lamont
Cruz-
Roach.
was
He
Leo-
brought Lamont
Leo
Roach up
Santa
from
Cruz is
130.
a Hall of
dude.
Famer.
Ryan Garcia.
Hey, can I say something?
Cruz is not a
Hey,
Hall of
hey.
Famer if you don't.
He's a future
Hey, can I
Hall of
say
Famer.
something,
That's
man?
what I said. He
What?
is.
Oh
I got a question, man. I got a question.
Y'all disrespecting these
Y'all
Mexican
smoke
fighters
dope.
like they're not fucking good. Are y'all crazy?
Go ahead, Peter.
Oh my
Go ahead,
What
Peter.
champ?
Peter, go ahead, Peter.
Like, what
Didn't
champion
Devin
has
Haney
Tank fought
struggle
at
with
130?
OJ Diaz?
Did say again?
Hey, Fred.
JoJo Diaz. Didn't Devin Haney struggle that guy? Didn't Devin Haney struggle? What's his name?
He beat him on all the cards.
No, he
Wait.
struggled with that
God.
nigga.
True Willis.
Wait,
Wait,
hold
hold
on.
Hey,
Hold
what?
on.
Hey,
God
hold
damn
up.
it. Hold on. Peter, go.
All right, I'm saying, like, what champion has Tank beat at 135? Like what champion has he beat?
No, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything.
So,
Right?
so isn't but now beating out one champion at 135? I'm talking about this man, like he. Man, y'all got it, man. That's crazy.
All I'm saying is this is a recipe for disaster. And the route that Tank is choosing to go is not beneficial to the sport. Now, if y'all like this kid for reasons that only y'all can explain, y'all are entitled to it. But this is not productive to the sport, and you can't convince me otherwise. So my thing is this: if you love the kid unconditionally, you're free to do so. But this isn't boxing, man.
Facts.
And that's my whole point.
Hey,
This
Drew,
isn't boxing.
Drew, you do know that boxing in itself has been trying to chase a great white hope or anything other than black for generations, since Jack Johnson.
100 years.
They've done this thing the same old. When Devin Haney got cheated against Ryan Garcia, what did these same Tank fanatics do? They went and shitted on Devin Haney.
Yep.
When Tyson Fury cheated against Deontay Wilder, what did they do? They made excuses and made memes out of him, just like they made memes out of Devin Haney.
Yeah,
They've never held Tank to a standard since Tank's been fighting.
Yep.
Ever. That's my whole point. Y'all are bad for the sport. Tank Davis fangirls are bad for the sport.
You're making it about
terrible
race.
for it, homie.
You're making it about race.
It is about race. Everything's about race, dude.
Hold on. Let me read the super chats, and I'm gonna get back to that. And that Bird, in that if I'm messing up your name, I'm so sorry, brother. In that super chat, much love. He said Tank's scared of being made into a meme. Tank's scared of being a meme. But the knee and towel strangeness is funny and unusual enough, like a meme, to be his defining moment. His highlights are some KOs, backflips, then the knee and face wipe. That's become synonymous with his career now. The knee and the grease in the eye and all of this. Yeah, thank you. Enoch, salute. Yeah, look, this is what we're talking about now. And all I want him to do is correct that wrong. And he's giving me Jake Paul.
Drew.
He's giving me Jake Paul. And this is ridiculous. That's X in that.
All right, Drew. I mean,
so much.
like I said, you have a right to hate all that. You have a right. That's it. You have a right.
Email chat, man.
Now, let me say this. Press says, I'm making it about race. Young man, you haven't been around that long. All of this is about race. All of it. And it's a sin and a shame that you don't understand that. I know you think we just a bunch of old niggas just talking. We're old, grouchy, grumpy niggas, and we were born with black and white TVs. No, you can learn something from us. If you don't see what this is by now, if you didn't understand that what they did to the brother Deontay Wilder was a public world lynching, even after all of the stuff that we uncovered with the Daniel Kennedy and the pattern removed from the gloves and all this other bullshit, if you don't understand it, if you don't understand what happened to Devin Haney and how the Tank fans supported that situation, how that was a spit in the face to the black community and a spit in the face to boxing, if you don't understand that there's a racial element behind it, if you don't understand that Larry Merchant, I was just playing this the other day, how Larry Merchant said, is this the last we've seen when talking about Deontay Wilder of, no offense, the great black hope.
That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said, Press. If you don't understand that this is 100% about race, you could learn something by watching us. It is, because they need people to think like how you think. While it's about race, they need guys like you to think that it's not, to fight against it being not, when it is. HBO, if you don't know, Prez, the reason why HBO died was because with all the black and Latino talent that they had, they chose to dig into Europe and force feed us the Klitschko boys, Dmitry Pirog, Gennady Golovkin, Vasily Lomachenko. They chose Ruslan Provodnikov. They tried that. They who's the guy that fought Klitschko? The Russian dude, Ruslan something, heavyweight guy. I forgot. He was nice though. He had a dad body, but he was nice. But Klitschko beat him with the jab, straight hug.
Triple G.
Yeah, that's I said Triple G. They tried to force feed us this European invasion. Kovalev. They tried, and it fell short. They killed their own ratings, and HBO boxing, after being around for damn near 40 years, died.
Teach.
And what did they do? They allowed Larry Merchant to go in there and shit on Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, he did.
And he apologized to Floyd, but Floyd never forgot that, and he popped up on Showtime, and that was the end. So when you talk about boxing being in a better place now, It's in a better place because of who? Jake Paul? And you about to take your face of boxing. And Tank sells seats and y'all love him for whatever reasons. But I'm talking about they're putting that kid, they put in this kid Tank, who is quote unquote the face of boxing and sells seats and Tank a star. They putting him in there with a heavyweight. Y'all don't understand that this is a potential public lynching, just like they did Deontay, just like they did to Devin Haney. And if there's some bullshit, what's gonna happen?
Nothing.
Y'all have no idea what this really means, what this could potentially be. Y'all thinking Tank gonna go in there, they're gonna fuck around, the Tank gonna hurt this guy. Tank is 135 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
Coach Cal did not want him in the ring with Devin Haney. So what makes you think he gonna go in there? Do you know I get in the ring and fuck Tank up? And I could fight, but I'm also 225 pounds.
Wait, man.
Tank ain't hurting nobody, not me. Yep. Because I'm a bigger man. There's weight classes for a reason.
Yep.
He's gonna have to jump to hit me. He's a small guy. I will fuck him up.
Yeah.
Jake Paul trains in boxing more than me. What the fuck do you think he's gonna do to Tank, man? This is a recipe for disaster. I'm talking about the sport as a whole, and y'all think I'm hating on the kid.
But Drew,
This
let me
is
ask
a problem. And I'll say this, and I'll give it to you, Delano. They're looking for a great white hope. Now, outside of the ring, they're not holding him to a standard. He's supposed to run it back with Tommy Fury. They didn't say anything. But outside of the ring, he's doing great things for female boxing. And we're noticing that. But God damn it, they're looking for him to beat up a black star.
Yep.
They're looking for, he can't beat up anybody black at cruiserweight, heavyweight, or light heavyweight. He can't do it. But what could they do? Tank Davis have all of these goddamn out of the ring problems and blah, blah, blah. He needs the bread. Throw his dumb ass in there with Jake Paul. And if he gets in there and Jake Paul whoop his ass and carries him, I'm just going to say what happened. Y'all going to call me a hater. But remember, I said I never wanted this. I don't want this brother in jail. And you think I want to see him get pummeled by this guy, a YouTuber? Why is this happening?
Wait,
Delano,
Wait, Delano, can I say something real fast?
Go ahead.
To the point. Go ahead. So you bring out this quote unquote white hope. Okay, let's talk about Tyson Fury for a little bit here.
There you go.
Tyson Fury was on top of the world. Just beat Deontay Wilder again for the third fight. No. The third time.
He beat Deontay Wilder. They fought 3 times. He beat him.
That's how the match. Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
Cheated him. Beat him.
Cheated him, but like, no, I believe he cheated. No. Don't get me wrong. He cheated, but I'm saying that's what the match says. I'm not saying like what I believe. I'm just giving you a point. But I'll say this: he was on top of the world then. Then he had that exhibition with Francis Ngannou and got freaking exposed by a black guy who barely, excuse me, French, by a black man who just trains in MMA, never had no boxing, amateur, nothing experience, was getting trained by Mike Tyson, out of all people, to learn how to box.
Right.
And I already thought he won the fight, but they still gave it to Tyson Fury. But he knocked his ass on the damn ground.
Right.
That's what happened to that white hope. He got humiliated.
Right.
So, and this goes to Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua, 2 black men who got in the ring, and Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou. So what does that say about Fury? Like, let's be honest here.
He's a drug cheat. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
He's a drug cheat.
What I'm saying is, there is no public lynching going on. Things can happen. Boxing, anything can happen in boxing.
Hey, Press.
Right?
Bro, you'll get us killed, bro. You'll get us killed, dog.
Hey, young man, let me talk to you for a second. hey, Press, let me talk to you for a second. What I realize is, it's not so much you and I are having 2 different conversations, and this is what I realize. You're right and exact of everything you just said. Tyson Fury went against Ngannou and got his ass whooped, correct? When we talk about a media lynching, We are talking about the consequences and effects after these things are done. I will give you an example. After Tyson Fury beat Wilder, do you know that there was a statue made of Tyson Fury's foot on Wilder's chest? After Ngannou beat Fury, there was no statue made anywhere of Ngannou standing over Fury. The results and the things that happened under the undertones, the first time Wilder and Fury fought, you didn't see any memes of Fury getting knocked down. You know what the memes were? The memes were that Fury got up. Anytime our fighters do something, and I don't know if you're a black man or not, but I'm going to show the hypocrisies real quick. When Ryan Garcia cheated against Devin Haney, people treated Ryan Garcia like he was a victim. People made whole Instagram channels, whole Instagram pages with Devin Haney's face like a monkey. Brian Norman Jr., when he went over to California and they were screaming nigger in the crowd, that was not us bringing race into it. That was that crowd being racist. When Terrence Crawford came to New York City, who is an American champion in America, he was booed by the crowd. He was called all types of names, and Canelo was brought in with open arms. What you need to understand, regardless of what your race is, and regardless of what you think, this was going on before. This, hold on, I did not interrupt you. Please do not interrupt me.
You're trying to
because when people teach, when people are teaching me, I listen. And because I've been around and dealt with racism a little longer than you have, I would appreciate if you would just respect and listen to what I'm saying, and I will give you your time to talk. I will give you your time to talk. Please let me finish. Please allow me to finish.
Just let Coach finish. Let Coach finish.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Now, like I was saying, racism in the sport was built before you were born and before I was born. People were lynched after black champions would win. Not that long ago. I'm not talking about 100 years ago, when Marvin Hagler went over to England and fought. And that white man said that no black American champion will come over here and beat me. It was a race riot after he won. We had race riots during the 90s. I was a USA boxing coach. I know of fights breaking out at USA boxing events started because people were yelling out nigger. So unless you are in the field, unless you have experienced this, you don't need to speak on things you haven't experienced before. When Drew Titan speaks of a great white hope, this is historical fact. This is not something that he's making up or his opinion. You can actually go check the data. You can go check the newspaper articles. They were calling about there being a great white hope when Max Schmeling, who was a Nazi sympathizer, came to New York City and beat Joe Louis. That is history. That is the irrefutable truth. So just because you can say, well, I saw a black man beat a white man, it's not about that. That's been going on since Jack Johnson started fighting and before. What we're talking about is the open contradictions and racism that go up in the sport today. And there was something else you said, Prez, that I just have to address, that I think you are having a misunderstanding on. You said that in November 15th, if they fight, it is good for the sport of boxing because it's going to bring a light, right? Now, let me show you something. You also said that boxing was evolving because we have people like Turkey. Now, watch this. One of the biggest boxing exhibition fights were Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, right? Now, when Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, Drew, was that before Turkey or after Turkey?
Way before Turkey.
Okay, so if one of the biggest exhibition fights happened before Turkey, what does that tell you the state of boxing was still doing even after that crazy clown show happened? It was still declining. Brother Drew, how was Turkey able to come into the sport and do what he's doing now? What was going on?
Best weren't fighting the best.
the best were not fighting the best. So a foreigner with a big bag had to actually come into the sport, and now we are seeing the fights you are seeing. So you can't be double-minded and double-tongued. You can't have two different thoughts on the same thing. You either have to stand on this side or that side. When you bring up Turkey, Prez, you have to remember that Turkey was brought into the sport because the sport was dying. Everyone, why was the sport dying? Like our brother Drew just said, because the best were not fighting the best. Now, we can argue about racism all day, but all you have to do is go check the historical data. All you have to go do is check, how can a man with no boxing experience at all, when we have Olympians who have not even been signed yet, get to the level of Jake Paul today? You cannot find it. All of these black fighters who were doing exhibitions before Jake Paul, how come they aren't at the level he is at now? So, young man, before you say this ain't this and this ain't that, because I'm not going to argue about what I've actually experienced in life as an almost 40-year-old black man, what I would tell you, young man, is you need to go check the record before you say what does and what does not exist. I'll land my plane there.
Hey, Drew, can I piggyback
Are
off
you
of your
FBA?
coach?
Let me read the super chat.
Can I,
Let me read
after
this.
you get done doing that, I want to jump on Coach's point.
Brother Shabazz in that super chat salute. He says, Drew, I appreciate you trying to help these people, not the word I want to use. As you see, it's a waste of your time and energy. Please kick the dust off your feet and move on. Don't do this again. The thing is, brother, every now and then, this right here, and salute to Shabazz. This right here, every now and again, I believe that these conversations need to be had so the world could see, you know, and I'm not saying the world watches me, do I be a millionaire? You could see where, in my opinion, where the disconnect is. And I could say that respectfully, there's a disconnect. But I feel it's important that these conversations are had to understand my position, our position, and the other side's position. And through the conversation, y'all could determine which way y'all want to go. But what I'm not going to do moving forward, I always understood the Tank Davis the fan base, but I'm making my point. I can't get into knockdown drag arguments with them anymore because I understand them. Now, if they don't understand my point that I'm making, I hope I was very clear. All right. It was never about me hating on this kid. It was never about me. I hate what he's done. I hate things he said. I hate his behavior, but I also hate his baby mama. And I hate the fact that he has to deal with her. I hate the fact that he did this to himself. And I hate the fact that he's getting into the ring with this guy based off of what this country and this world really wants. They want to see a guy like Jake Paul put the flip-flops on him. Let me tell you something. I fucks with Caleb Plant, but if Caleb Plant was this power puncher with the skill set, talking how he talked, the world would love him that much more. And I fucks with Caleb. But imagine if he was a knockout artist. Imagine if he had a superior gas tank. Because we always talk about how he runs out of gas late in fights. Because he's already tough. He's already a damn good fighter. But imagine if he was cracking like that. Imagine if he had the Tank Davis type of following and Tank Davis kind of power in his respective division. Imagine if he knocked out Canelo Alvarez. He'd be an absolute rock star, and Adidas and Nike be fighting over giving him deals and shit like that. And we'd be sitting here like, hey, man, we got all these fighters over here, and they're black and they're Mexican. And they'd be like, yo, eat a dick. It's all about Caleb Plant. You see what I'm saying? Will, you was about to say something, brother?
Yeah. To capitalize off Coach Hudson's point, I remember when Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury did the press conference, the second fight, and the first fight, and the third fight. The American audience in America cheered for Tyson Fury and booed the bronze medal winner.
Yep.
The 10 title defense, former WBC champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. A man who stands, who's the epitome of what being a so-called American is. I watched them boo him. I watched them celebrate Tyson Fury getting up from the canvas after being knocked out, even by his own admission, and they making the fight a draw. I watched them boo Devin Haney when he fought Vasyl Lomachenko. I watched countless black, white, Mexican, any color you want to name, you put them in there. I watched multiple people defend the Devin Haney's win against Vasyl Lomachenko. I watched American fans boo Devin Haney. I watched them boo Devin Haney. I watched them talk cold cash. I was alive during the Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao era. I watched Pac-Tards get on the internet. I watch, and to understand that, you have to understand that why is there an LDBC if there's no racism in boxing? Why are we here? Because 78 seen that we couldn't have conversations about boxing unless we were being harassed, talked to all kinds of crazy ways by racists on the internet. So 78 created the LDBC. It's bad that we got to keep reminding people why we're here in the first place. But yet to say that it's about race, it's always been about race in boxing. From Black Murderers Row to Jack Johnson, to Winky Wright, to Mike Tyson, to you insert boxing star Roy Jones Jr., to you insert whatever boxing from whatever era, if they got a black face, there was racism attached to them. It was racism everywhere. It's racism now. We live in a racist society right now where they're trying to erase black history. They're doing it right now in real time. I watch people denigrate Deontay Wilder for accepting the pardon of Jack Johnson in the White House because Trump was there. I watched them. I watched all of the conversations. I heard them all. Racism has been prevalent in boxing, just like racism has been prevalent in every aspect, every fabric of our communities, anywhere in this country. And Coach is absolutely right. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, sergeant, decorated, and I still experience racism. I had white people in the Marine Corps look at me and ask me, how did they give somebody like you that rank? They didn't give me anything, I earned it. There's racism everywhere. Everywhere. And I talk politics now, so you know I see it all the time. Yes. So to say that is misguided, misled, and it's self-hating. And we need to stop doing that. And I'll land that plan yet. Right.
And it's interesting because there's 3 veterans on my panel right now. And thank you guys for the service. You know what I mean? So I know you guys have dealt with racism on a different level. You understand? So this is crazy. So that's all I'm saying, Press. This is all, you're black in this world, bro. It's 100% about race. And all Tank Davis at this point right now is a sacrificial lamb. This is their moment. When I say who's they? When I say they, who do you think I'm talking about when I say they? Their moment. Sacrificial lamb. Jake Paul ain't fighting nobody from heavyweight to cruiserweight to light heavyweight to super middleweight to middleweight. He ain't beating nobody in the top 5. Well, you take a little motherfucker like Tank Davis, who has all this buzz, but he's about 5'4", with Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. There's really no element of danger. I mean, there's some, but Jake Paul, he can box. And what happens when he goes upside Tank's head? What happens if he in the clinch, you start throwing his little ass around the ring? What happens? What you gonna do? What are y'all gonna say? Oh, he bullied the little man? Well, he agreed to this. What happens if Jake Paul knocks out Tank Davis, right? Like how he did, God forbid, like how he did Nate Robinson. Can you imagine what all those panels are gonna look like? Y'all gonna be saying, oh, well, he was the bigger guy, and oh man, he bullied the little guy. You know what the haters are gonna say? The Jake Paul fanatics gonna say? He agreed to it. Just like how y'all did Devin, when Devin had to restructure his contract, when Ryan didn't make weight. Y'all remember what y'all said to him or said about him? Oh, well, he agreed to it. You know what? He did. But you know what he didn't agree to? Osterine. He didn't agree to that. And then when y'all found out he was a racist and he cheated and everything else, y'all still took the position, Osterine don't matter. We can't unsee the left hook. And Tank partook in all of that conversation. Matter of fact, he led the charge in that conversation, and y'all backed Tank. And we said, hold on, there's a racial element behind this. Y'all pretty much ignored us. Y'all do it today. And what I'm saying is, this might be the shoe being on the other foot. Tank is agreeing to fight at this guy at 190, 195. Now what happens if Tank get fucked up? Don't worry about me. I'm just gonna say what happened. Don't get mad at me. What is he gonna do? Get it back in blood? You see how things come back to hit you in the face? This is ridiculous. This fight don't need to happen. What he needs to be is in the ring fighting Lamont Rose or Shakur. He ain't got to fight Lamont next, but fight the contemporary. Isn't Shakur and him a unification fight? What the hell is that? What's going on? But he's getting lined up to be a sacrificial lamb. He's getting lined up, and y'all don't see it. Y'all are blindsided by what? Money. And that's why I say, and I'm not talking about y'all in particular, that's what I'm saying. Tank fans act like modern women. Oh, he's getting 100 million. I'm like, I don't care about that. What's the cost? If he gets knocked down or get beat up by Jake Paul, he's never gonna live this down. And don't worry about us. The others are gonna remind y'all that Jake Paul went toe-to-toe with him. And y'all gonna be fighting with them, and I don't have to fight with y'all. I'm not gonna. Y'all are cool with this.
Hey, Drew.
Go ahead.
Drew and Coach Hudson, can I ask you a quick question right now? I agree with you about the white myth, which is correct. But let me ask you this question: when Tyson sat down for Jake Paul, how did y'all feel about that?
I hated it. I wasn't for that fight at all. And if you watch me, you knew that. Everyone was picking Mike Tyson to win. And I said, wait a minute, that man's damn near 60 years old. He may look great for a 60-year-old, but he's 60, man. And it took me 2 seconds to know what was going on in that fight. Jake Paul rolled in the wrong direction at least 4 to 5 times, and Mike didn't. You saw Mike not throw that left hook.
Mm-hmm.
So he sold his soul. But you see, Mike Tyson is 60. His career is over. His career is over. Mike Tyson's already a fabulous fuck up, but he's a millionaire. And I'm cool with that because that's what he chose to do. The difficulty with Tank is that he's in his prime.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Why is he doing this to himself?
I agree with you on that. Drew. But what I'm saying is, what happened to holding the line?
Wait, Delano. You know what you're doing is called a false equivalence, right?
No, I'm not. Listen. There's no false equivalent.
It's a straw man argument.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Drew, right?
Equivalence.
Drew,
you're comparing.
You know what I'm talking about holding the line.
You're comparing
why
Mike
didn't Tyson
Tyson
hold the line then?
All right, now hold on,
brother. You're comparing Mike Tyson.
Let me get this. Hold on. I'm gonna answer this question. Sure will, my brother in that super chat, he said, sorry about exploding, bro. Some people ain't gonna learn until it's too late. We gotta stay on the grind. LDBC versus everybody, man. Salute to you, good brother. It's all good. It's all good. We human and we emotional about this. It's all good. Now, Delano, you said what happened to holding the line?
Yeah.
If you listen to my content, you've heard me and you've heard Stormy say a million times, Mike Tyson's been fucking up a long time. Mm-hmm. In fact, Mike Tyson and Tank are very similar. And Mike Tyson said it himself. They're very similar in their demeanor. I don't like the fact that Mike got in there and virtually made his booty clap for goddamn Jake Paul. I never liked it. And there was an element of danger in that shit. I said, man, Jake Paul gonna go in there, and this is a sacrifice. He gonna go in there and knock Mike out. Didn't happen, thank God. But Mike went in there and just sold himself. And what could he say? Man, I made $1 million. Okay, great. You made 100 million. That's fine. But Tank Davis is a real boxer in his prime. He doesn't need to be doing this right now. When he's surrounded by contemporaries from 135 to 147 since he knocks out heavyweights in the gym. And all I've heard is excuses. He doesn't need to be doing this. And of all things, how y'all gonna feel if Jake Paul drops this dude on his ass? How y'all gonna feel about that? Now watch this. This is supposed to be an exhibition, which means they're not really supposed to be going there and killing each other. This fight does nothing for the sport of boxing. It does nothing.
No.
I want to see Tank challenge You can't name me one fight where Tank signed it and you said, man, I don't know about this one. You can't name one.
I disagree, Drew, but go ahead. Go ahead. I disagree.
The majority of fans can't name a fight when Tank signed the fight. You said, oh shit, this is 50-50. I can't think of one. Every fight that he's been in, I said he gonna win, he gonna win, he gonna win. But the shit he's talked about, I said I don't know. I said Devin, I went from saying it's 50-50 to no, Devin beats him because he's ducking him. Shakur, it went from saying, hey, it's 50-50 to, yo, I think Shakur beats him. And that's based off of what Coach Cal said. That's it. That's it.
Hey, Drew, can I answer Delano?
Go ahead.
All right. So, Delano, I actually, the Mike Tyson situation, I don't think I've ever spoke on this before, but, and I don't want to bring this brother down because of how great Mike's legacy is, but this is my honest opinion since you asked about Mike. I believe that Mike suffers from a white superiority complex, just from the way I see him deal when he's in when he's with a group of white men, and then when he's with a group of black men. The way he talks, certain generals that he brings up. If you ever listen to, a lot of times you can see where a man's mind is based off the tactical history that he has in his mind. So if you look at some of those old interviews where he's asked about warfare, Mike Tyson always brings up great European ancient generals. He brings up Alexander the Great. He brings up all of these Greek military leaders.
Yeah, Willie Lynch,
And that goes back to his teachings from Costamato. And you have to remember that Mike, his upbringing, the reason why he doesn't hold the line, because that was your question. I believe the reason why Mike does not hold the line is because deep down he feels like he has no real allegiance to black people because of the boys' home he grew up in, all the horrors he saw on the streets of Brooklyn growing up at a time where a child needed to have protection. So you have to keep in mind that some of the first, I guess you could call good people that he ran into were white men. So I believe deep heartedly, and I hate to have to say this, and I hope nobody takes this to heart, but I believe that if Jake Paul was black, I don't believe Mike Tyson would have laid down for him. I think he would have took it serious and tried to take his head off. And
like Roy Jones.
Yes, exactly. Because he was trying to drop. That's a great example. He was trying to drop Roy Jones.
So you understand where I'm coming from, right? All right.
Yes, I understand.
All right. You understand where I'm coming from.
Can I answer the question?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Go ahead, Freedom.
So,
go ahead.
When you talk about holding, I agree with Coach Hudson. So basically what, in my opinion, they're both coons. I'm gonna just be straight up with it. Tonka Truck is a coon. Mike Tyson is a coon. And this is what is known as coon behavior. And y'all should really appreciate people like Drew Titan, because Drew Titan really cares that Tank is putting himself up as a sacrificial lamb. You hear him talking about it. He does not want Tank in this fight because he is afraid of what might happen to Tank and his potential legacy.
It's boxing.
Right? No, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's boxing.
Anything can happen. Look what happened to Errol Spence. He got his ass whooped. And
what did he fight for? He fought for undisputed against Terrence Crawford, #1 pound for pound, right?
Guess what happened? He got turned to a meme. I'm
not talking about. I don't care about the outcome. What did he fight for? Did Errol Spence move up to 195 pounds to fight Jake Paul for nothing?
It's not for nothing. It's for money. For a lot of money.
No, he did not. So what I'm talking about is Tank Davis refuses to fight his contemporaries in his weight class or around his weight class, and he makes excuse. Well, no, not really him either. His fans make excuses for him, so he doesn't even have to. So when he goes up to 175 to 195 to fight Jake Paul, we're supposed to accept that because it's boxing.
Prez,
I will accept it.
Yeah, you're right, Freedom's March. Prez, let me ask you a question, brother. How long you been watching boxing?
For about 4 years now.
4 years?
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let him have it, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him have it.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, Prez, let me just give you a bit of where we're coming from here. I'm gonna be 50 years old this year. I was born in 1975. I've been immersed into the sport. The gyms was my babysitter at times. All right. I never went amateur, never went pro. You know what I mean? I've I've been around the sport. My mama wouldn't let me even go amateur. She didn't want my teeth knocked out or whatever. But whatever. So I've been around a lot. I mean, I've gotten to know the business. I've been watching the sport of boxing with a critical eye. I would say since '85, like when I was 10. But you get better as you get as you old. So I remember a lot of things. I remember watching Hagler Hearns live. I've seen these things live. Okay, brother, you've been watching the sport with you're okay. And I say this respectfully. You're a fan. Tank Davis got you into the sport. Now, where that could be a good thing is, once Tank decides to hang it up, if you continue to watch the sport with the critical eye, just for the sake of the love of the sport. But if Tank hangs it up and he takes you with him, that's also cool. But you see, I need you to understand something, brother. Where we're coming from, and I say this respectfully, you're not educated enough to debate with us on topics that we're talking about. What I'm talking about with this Tank versus Jake Paul thing, it's a bigger picture. And there's things you don't know. Everything that Coach Hudson said, you don't know about. Everything that Trevor was talking about, everything that we say, you don't know about. You don't know about because you're just not educated. Like I'm not educated on a lot of things going on with the UFC past a certain part of the 90s or the early 2000s because I stopped watching it.
Hey Drew, I'm sorry the bus in. I'm sorry. Could you block Black Boxing Kings? That's a white boy pretending to be black. Just call me an NIGGER in your chat. So go ahead and delete that nigga. Thank you very much. Go ahead and cook, bro.
Oh, I ain't see him. Well,
look in your chat. He's one of your wrenches. Look at him.
He has a wrench.
Yeah, look at him. I'm not your typical young boy, nigga. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, get him on up out of here, champ.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I always like exposing these fake people that try to use black names to sound the fit in with black crowds to try COINTELPRO in real life. I just showed it to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Get him the fuck out your chat, bro.
Hold on.
Wait, do you know him?
I don't have to know him. I know what type of motherfucker he is. Get him the fuck out of here. COINTELPRO.
Fuck out of here.
Y'all, bro. When I tell y'all the best thing Trill Will could have ever did was stop talking boxing and get into politics. Because I know how to expose every last one of these COINTELPRO Negroes and also these racists pretending to be Negroes. Get his bitch ass out your chat, bro.
Yeah,
go ahead and
agree.
cook. Go ahead and cook, Brody. I'm sorry.
I agree with him being banned, but I don't know.
Bro, please don't do that. Please don't. Please. Please don't. Don't just stop. Press.
Don't even try, bro. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Stop.
You're
bro.
assuming he's not black. How
Stop,
do you know
bro.
that?
Young brother,
Stop.
I can help you with this one, man. You better shut the fuck up right now.
No, I said ban.
Bro, who calls a black man? He just seen my face. Who calls a black man a nigger with a hard ER, homie?
Exactly.
Who does that?
No, hold on.
No, Press.
I've heard it. I heard people say
not the ER, bro. Not the ER.
Stop, bro. Stop. Just stop.
But I don't use it as an insult.
Just stop. Shut up. Just shut up, bro.
Let's not take it there. Now we back now.
Thank you. Go ahead, cook, Drew. I'm sorry.
We back now. Okay. That was crazy.
Hey, Drew, can I say something real quick before I got to get back to work real quick?
Go ahead.
Let me say this real quick because the bottom line here is that Earl Spence took an opportunity to become undisputed because he wanted to fight against the best. Tank Davis has never shown that his entire career. The reason why he's getting all the smoke that he deserves is because he never wanted to fight against the best. And now you want to sell your entire career, your entire legacy for what? For a stupid payday in Jake Paul? Let me tell you something. If that's the case, then you might as well just retire from the sport and never come back. Because at the end of the day, bro, there's a reason why I stuck to basketball, and they were doing the same stuff even back then. Remember in the 80s when they were trying to push Larry Bird as the great white hope? Guess what? With Cooper Flag now coming into the league, they're going to do the same thing for him. They're going to make sure that Cooper Flag is going to have every single opportunity to succeed, even if he potentially becomes a bust. We've seen this before in sports. We've seen this all the time. When Mark McGwire was basically smashing home runs in 1998, Barry Bonds was already doing bigger things than Mark McGwire ever did. Yet, Mark McGwire got more of the glory, despite the fact that he took steroids. Even that pretty much led Barry Bonds into using steroids. But at the same time, Barry Bonds was already a superior player to Mark McGwire. Yet, he never got the same kind of love and respect from the baseball community until later on after his career was done. So I want people to understand here is that it's not just boxing alone. We've seen this all the time in various aspects of sports where black athletes have dominated and they never get the same amount of credit or even the same equal amount of respect until after in life. Hell, look what happened to Muhammad Ali. He was hated back then because he stood up for his beliefs and he stood up against a racist system that tried to make him go into Vietnam. And he was hated for it until after his boxing career was done. So when Drew was talking about this is a bigger picture than you realize, you really need to open up your eyes and start doing your own research before you realize that. And until you do, you'll never understand. And I got to go, though, bro. That's all I got to say, man. I'm going to be back in the chat. Peace, homie.
I appreciate you. And salute to Ohio Goo. I'm sorry if I'm ruining your name, good brother. But salute to you in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. Look, man, all I was saying was that there is a bigger picture beyond this. And it's unfortunate that Tank Davis fan base, they don't get it. They don't get it. What he does, you know how I say these channels, when you're reporting the news and you're doing what I'm doing, you have a responsibility to the audience. You have a responsibility to the sport of boxing. And some people misuse it. Some people use it for what it's supposed to be used for. And some people misuse it for clicks and views. And, you know, they just worry about the 22nd of every month, which is when we get paid from YouTube. All right. What Tank Davis is doing, he's a chip off the old block because Floyd must have taught him well. He's worried about his bottom line. The difference is Money Mayweather was collecting checks, but he was still fighting his contemporaries. But he also lived through the Pretty Boy Floyd era, where he was an animal. You know, Tank barely has that. And right now he has an opportune time to prove that he's that dude, and he's just not doing it. And he's giving you Jake Paul. He's giving you Jake Paul, and there's an element of danger behind that. It's not a listen, man. This is equivalent to go back to like 1997, throwing Floyd Mayweather in the ring with Butterbean. That's what this is. Go back to 1997 and throw Floyd Mayweather in the ring with Butterbean. It's like, wait a minute, Floyd's a real boxer. He nice and all, but yo, that's Butterbean. That nigga like 400 pounds and he's heavy-handed. Why would you do that? Well, if you want to see the young black man killed, you do that. Now, if y'all want to see, this is the potential that could happen. Or it could be nothing. They're going to throw some jabs or whatever and, you know, hug at the end, and it still does nothing for the sport. If Tank is that dude, go run that back and get it back in blood with Lamont Roach. Go get that belt off Shakur. But I know I heard Coach Cal told Marco, why would we want that fight when it came to Shakur? Why would we want that fight? Because he's not going to stand there and let us do what we do. That's what Coach Cal said. I didn't say that. He said that. And then when he said Devin Haney, he said, well, at what weight though? Oh, meaning that Devin is some sort of super heavyweight. Fine. So no Shakur, no Devin, but he's giving us Jake fucking Paul at 195. And why? Because Jake's not a real boxer. And me, as a supporter of the sport, I'm supposed to be cool with this? Nah, I'm not cool with it. And you go ahead and get your goddamn money up, but I'm not supporting this fuckery. It's fuckery. And salute to my brother Freedom's March in that super chat. Salute, man. He said, Tonka fans should appreciate Drew. Tonka is a racist, drug cheat, embracing coon and I threw that in. I threw that in word a while ago. I'm sorry, it's still early, y'all. I hope Jake Paul flattens that fool. Shotty on your back, business. Hey man, a lot of people hoping that that Tank lose. Me, I'm just watching it. You know, I'm not gonna watch the fight, but I'm interested at the outcome. I'll read about it, and I swear to God, the worst thing in the world is for Tank to go in there and get knocked around that fucking ring. And I got a bad feeling. Now,
if it happens, Drew. If it happens. If it happens.
Yeah, if it happens. I mean, look, if it happens, it's the worst thing in the world for the Tank fans. It's the worst thing in the world for Tank. This is the worst because no one's going to take him serious because you know what they're going to say? He lost to a YouTuber. And no one's going to tell Jake, oh, Jake, man, won't you go fight a real heavyweight now? No one's going to say that to him. No one's going to say that to him.
Well, he's holding the Great White Hope.
Yeah, but you know,
but he's doing Tank, WWF all over again. That's what Jake
Tank
Paul
is enabling him, though. Tank has the power. Tank is enabling him. And all I've ever said, Tank, you the GOAT, prove it. That's all I said. And all of a sudden, when I say, yo, go prove it, go fight this guy, that, I'm hearing shit like, Tank ain't, you don't tell Tank what to do. Tank a star. Tank can do what he want. Tank get money. All right, fine, all of that. I don't tell Tank what to do. Tank do got more money than I'll ever see. But I'm a supporter of the sport. Nigga, can you go fight somebody, please? Stop. 140's too big, but you knock Mario Barrios into a goddamn somersault. Huh? Can you fight Sandor Martin? Can you fight Teofimo Lopez? Can you fight George Kambosos? Can you do something? Can you fight Africa? Can you fight Keyshawn Davis? Can you do something? Can you do something? Is he giving me a bunch of things I never asked for? I never asked for this.
You're right, Drew. But with all due respect, I look at the 135-pound division, and the only two people that have been mixing, at least fought one of the two guys on that same top 10 list, is Tank and Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson only fought one person, that was Cepeda.
That's a title unification. Why aren't they fighting each other?
Exactly.
So why hasn't Tank forced that fight, man? That's what I'm asking.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, I'm gonna be honest and not say now Shakur is taking care of business with other guys. I could say okay, Tank ain't fighting nobody. But he has gotten a clean slate of pass for the last 5 years. Shakur Stevenson fighting nobody but one guy, Valdez. And nobody has said anything about it. He has somehow talked his way out of it.
Hold on. I haven't said anything about it?
You know, I'm just saying.
No. I'm talking about me, because you're talking to me. I can't talk about anybody else. You're talking about me.
Well, he's gotten he's gotten the pass.
From me?
He's gotten the pass. I mean, you got on him sometimes.
Go to my channel and put in his name and tell me what you see.
I haven't called him a few times.
I haven't called him Shakur. I'm the one that called him Shakur Sanchez. I gave him that name.
Well, I gave him Tito, so it's the same thing.
All right, so when any fighter doesn't do what they're supposed to do, I drag them. I hold everybody accountable. That's not my fault if you haven't seen it. But absolutely, I've held his feet to the flames. There's a bunch of shit. He just ducked Devin. Devin was.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, of course, I dragged him for that.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the whole problem. It's not just him. It's a bunch of guys just not. Even Teofimo, like you said, he has a better resume, but he stopped at a certain level. I don't gotta fight. It's a bunch of them doing it.
Yeah, but
Devin is the only one that's not doing it. That's why you never see me rag like you say, like other Tank supporters. You never hear me dog Devin.
When you put Tank on a pedestal, I hold him to that standard. Yeah. Then Ellaby said, no one makes any offers to Tank. Tank a star. Okay, so Tank, where your offers at? Because everybody was there. There was nothing but space and opportunity. And what did we get? Hector Garcia, Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia. I didn't ask for none of that shit. But he gave it to me. And I said, there go Shakur, there go Devin, there go Teofimo. There go Lomachenko 6 years ago. Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, but Drew, those guys weren't bums that he fought, though. We gotta admit that.
Okay, what is Hector Garcia? What was his last fight prior to fighting Tank?
He knocked out old boy. What's this guy's name?
If you can't remember his name, then he's nobody.
Nah. He is somebody.
Scoop ball head.
Knock Colbert out.
Who was Colbert? Who was Colbert?
Yeah, got the WCBCC belt. He was undefeated. Went to go fight Tank. Tank knocked him out.
Who?
Who?
Got the belt.
Hey, Drew, can I take Delano to task real quick? Because he said a lot of bullshit. But God damn.
Lord.
Bro, name one world champion Tank fought.
It was Ryan.
Ryan was never a world champion. Ever.
Who was it? Frank Martin had
Ever.
a belt.
Frank Martin was not a world champion.
He never had a belt.
He was not
Frank
a world
Martin
champion.
never had a belt.
He was not a world champion.
Delano, you can see the screen?
Yeah.
Nope.
I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew, your point exactly. My point is, y'all, again, like I said in my original argument, Tank Davis fans have been making these outlandish, outworldly, delusional points about how great Tank Davis was, and Tank Davis ain't done none of that to live up to that lie.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Before Ryan got knocked out by Tank, was he a top guy?
No.
He was not. Drew, be
No.
honest, man. I mean,
He
we've been
wasn't.
honest
I am
so
being
far.
honest.
He wasn't.
Drew, we've been honest so far. Coach
He
Hudson,
was not.
We've been honest so
He
far.
was not.
Who did Ryan
Before-
Garcia beat before he
before-
fought Tank? Who did Ryan Garcia beat before he fought Tank?
Before that,
Who?
Ryan Garcia, he had he was like a Jake Paul similar, a guy that was putting a lot of views, and he was fighting. Who he fought the kid? The kid
Let me
from
help you
Australia.
out, bro, Delano. He fought Luke Campbell, got
Luke
dropped. in
Campbell,
that-
yeah, Luke Campbell, yeah.
Okay. And I
Yeah,
think
Luke Campbell was a bum.
And then he fought Javier Fortuna.
Fortuna, yeah.
Okay, good. Tell me what
Good.
they've done.
And they put him as one of the four kings.
Based off
Not
of
me.
what?
They did after that fight. They
Okay,
put him as one of
but
the
you
four
say
kings.
and you ride with that. Based off of what? Why is Ryan a four king? How?
They based him off of that, not me. I always thought that he was
so he's a
suspect
four king
anyway.
to you, so he's not a four king to you, right?
No.
Okay, so why is he celebrating?
They consider him one of the top I guess lightweights at that time.
I did not. I never did. He never chased the belt, never held the belt. He's never done anything. He gets a Tank fight, and Tank stopped him. And by the way, I was so happy when Tank knocked his ass down, knocked him out. I was so happy.
That was a fight that no one knew what was going to happen.
Right. So
guys was coming to me from Mexico. Oh, yeah. I'm going to see this fight. I believe he's going to win. Ryan's okay. All right.
No. See, I never believed that. So that makes my point. You bringing up Ryan makes my point.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So
Revisionist history, Drew. That's all it is. Like I said, they live in a world of delusion.
So he did it. So he did his job to me. For me, when he
They
did
live in
that.
a world of
Right,
delusion,
talk to me
homie.
about Pitbull Cruz.
Same thing. Well, Pitbull Cruz wasn't supposed to be like I said. We ended up.
Huh?
Oh, you talking about Captain Hook? Pause.
Delano, you faded off.
Yeah, because you whooping his ass with logic.
Okay, let me just go through this. Eastside Pitbull Cruz wasn't supposed to happen. That was supposed to be Rolly
Cherry
Romero because Rolly Romero had these false charges on him. They tried to publicly lynch him.
Yep,
some lying ass horse. All right. Then he eventually gets to Rolly Romero, knocks him out. But Rolly Romero,
knocks Rolly out. Yeah, knocks Rolly out.
Yeah,
Yep.
was Rolly prior to
But now look what Rolly's doing now.
No. What was he doing prior to Tank? Though? I'm not talking about now. What was he doing prior to that?
Well, I remember he had a championship belt. He had a belt. He got
a gift.
He wasn't
from the
considered-
elder.
He was like an up and coming guy when he fought Tank.
He lost that fight. Rolly lost that fight.
So
they gave that fight to him on the platter.
Mario Barrios, Eastside Cruz, Ryan Garcia, Hector Garcia. Was there any element of danger in those fights that you said, hey, Tank could lose?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia, like I said, Ryan Garcia was one, and
You
what's his
lied,
name?
dog.
Frank Martin was another. Because Frank
He's a
Martin
wild
was a
dog.
pretty before that was a damn good, pretty good fighter to me.
No.
So you said,
and
but
as
we
you can
can
see,
agree
as
that
the
Ryan
fight was going
Garcia.
on, as the first
Hold
couple
on,
of rounds, he was winning the fight.
Hold on, brother. So you just said a second ago that Ryan Garcia wasn't considered a king, but now you're saying that there was an element of danger, and you thought that was the
because of his height and his reach. You understand his height and his reach, and the atmosphere going behind him. You understand? Even when he was fighting with Devin, there was and I love Devin. Devin just picked. I got angry with him because he chose not to fight his fight. He thought that this guy was done and tried to muscle the man out instead of just outboxing him. All right, that's the only reason why Devin lost that fight to me, was not less cheating. All right,
So he's not king, but there was an element of danger when he fought Tank. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Delano,
you can have
you
that,
to
Drew.
give-
You can have that.
I think Delano, you have to give context into what you believe and what mainstream media was saying, because people listening, they're going to mix the two. Mainstream media, because you're correct, they started calling Ryan Garcia one of the top guys and one of the four kings, but the context of that was Ryan Garcia was not one of the originals. One of the originals was Tio, Loma, Devin, and Tank. And once Loma got his ass whooped, and then Tio got his ass whooped, and then Devin whooped Cambosis, they started interchanging. They started interchanging with Shakur and Ryan. Now I will give that to you. Ryan did have a decent win against Luke Campbell and Fortuna, but when Ryan went against Tank, I mean, none of us really thought that Ryan was going to, beat Tank. We were just trying to figure out when Tank was going to knock him out. So all I'm saying is, you just have to give context into that timeline, that you're using. And my only issue, because I know Prez already left, but I know Prez had brought up. First of all, I'm gonna stop even speaking about what Prez was talking about, because he said he only been watching boxing for 4 years, and I feel like an idiot for even entertaining that. But when we look at that timeline, he said something about Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez was a lineal champion at one point. He was actually in line to be one of the first undisputed Mexican champions, but then he took that L. So what I don't understand is, how come you all can give Tank this grace for fighting someone that isn't a big name, but then at the same time you all bring up something that Devin Haney has done, and that's when these arguments a lot of time goes left, because people start pointing out the hypocrisies. And to the young people listening, if it's okay if I tell this story real quick, Drew. Talking to the young man, it reminded me of when I was a prison guard, and we had 7 floors in that prison. And I remember, before the young men would go up to the other floor that I was working on, I would tell them, like, listen, some of these games you play down here, you can't play when you go upstairs. And some of these young men, you couldn't tell them nothing. They know everything already. And a lot of them would pay a price once they got to that upper floor. Some of the young people listening, when we talk about these history lessons in the sport of boxing or in life, and you want to respond before listening, just understand that you are going to pay a price for not listening. And I land my plane there, brother. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
He still didn't answer the question. Name one fight that he thought Tank Davis would lose. I mean, for real. Like, there's not a consensus on what fight Tank put himself in that even show a remote amount of danger. Like, there was none for me. You know what I mean? So I again, like I said, they use false equivalencies, straw man arguments, and goalpost moving in all the arguments. That's why I don't get into debates with Tank fans. It's no point. You're gonna lose brain cells doing it, dog.
Well, I think we as a collective have made our point. I think I've made my point.
Hey, Drew, let me ask you a quick another one for you guys. Does Ryan Garcia look good on any other fighter's resume?
Nope.
Be honest. Just be honest.
No,
Ryan
he's trash.
Garcia does not look
Ryan
good
is trash.
on anybody.
He's a
Not
one-dimensional
before
fighter
he got
with
beat.
no defense. He's a
Does
one-dimensional
he
fighter with
look
no
good
defense.
as a victory on your resume?
Ryan Garcia don't look good on nobody's resume, dog.
No.
There's nothing. There's nothing
Come on,
he's
come
done
on, man,
in his
come on.
career.
Guys,
There's
we're being honest here.
There is nothing
We're
Ryan
being
Garcia has
honest.
ever done in
The
his
guy had-
career that will
Drew,
appropriate him to greatness whatsoever, Delano.
Go ahead, Delano.
Drew, and Coach.
Yeah.
Coach Hudson, let me ask you a question. The man just headlined a fight in New York City after cheating Devin Haney and after losing. You hear me? Losing to Tank. All right?
That's a systemic thing.
How is he? No, I'm just saying, how is he, who's a headliner, not good on your resume? We got to be honest here.
Let me answer the question.
Okay?
Let me answer the
Headline
question.
don't mean nothing.
Let me answer the question.
We got to be honest here.
You just said that he just cheated. And after his year punishment, he comes back in New York City and loses and gets outboxed by Rory fucking Romero.
Right.
So, okay, so you cheated. Now you're not on drugs and you get outboxed by a guy that doesn't have a reputation of being a boxer. So how does he look on a resume now? After being exposed as a cheater, and when he's not on the peds, he can get outboxed by a guy that's not labeled as a boxer, plus you're a racist. So how does he look on a resume? Other than people making their booty clap that's in love with him. This kid was
like I said, after Rolly got finished with him now we see, all right? But before that, he headlined.
He diluted his own legacy. Look, I never picked him to beat Tank. So it's like, so what? And I'm a strong advocate in saying this. Just because you're celebrated don't mean you're great. Arturo Gatti had a great fan base out here in Atlantic City. The Italians loved him, but he was an ass whooping waiting to happen.
But Drew, he had the face like De La Hoya, the whole
so
white,
what?
you know,
so
I'm not gonna go there.
Weird dudes
Drew,
like
we're not gonna go there,
Mexican
but
dudes.
you know, he had the face, everything.
You know what the difference is?
He had a big push behind his back.
Brother, De La Hoya could fight. De La Hoya is a Hall of Fame fighter.
Fight. He can fight. Yeah. He can fight.
Ryan
but
Garcia
I'm saying this guy Ryan
near.
had the looks. He had the looks, the face.
But he can't fight.
You think Ryan cute, don't you? You think Ryan cute?
Hey, bro, Delano,
That's weird.
Listen.
Oh my
I know
God.
where you're trying to go.
Oh my
But it's
God.
falling short, and I'm explaining to you why, brother. Ryan Garcia is not Oscar De La Hoya. He'll never be Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya has fought everybody. Oscar De La Hoya, I can say, fought all of his contemporaries. Even motherfuckers that he had no business in the ring with Bernard Hopkins.
Nope.
But he did it. Oscar, I have no beef with his professional career. I have no beef with it. Ryan Garcia is not that. He's a marketing scheme. And the fact that Tank fans celebrated that shit, that was the only time I said Tank gotta destroy this kid. He gotta destroy, because this kid is a marketing scheme.
Okay, so we was on the same page.
The question is, how does he
we
look
were on the same page
to beat
this man arguing an Instagram model is the face of boxing? Good God. Hey, Drew, you have a good one, bro. I'm gonna get up out of here, dog. That's crazy. Salute to y'all fellas, man. Salute Coach Hudson.
My question to ask you was he his name on your resume is not good. That's my question. That's all. You know, some of y'all saying yes, some of y'all saying no.
I'm going to be honest. The boxing world did not count Ryan Garcia as a good win until he beat Devin Haney. Once he beat Devin Haney, everyone was like, "Oh man, see how Tank did him." But before that, it was not the same reaction. But once Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney the way he beat him, even though he cheated, before we all knew the ins and outs, before we knew that he cheated, everyone was like, well, damn, you know, Tank might be, you know, but then when everything came out, that ruined everything. You see?
Okay, but what I'm saying, like, you proved my point. At some point, he is a legitimate win on Tank's resume. Now, Esau Cruz, who knocked out Rolly, is also looking as a legitimate win. The same thing with Frank Martin. If he wins his next fight, whoever he fights, it's going to look like a legitimate win for Tank. It's just Tank got to him first. That's how I see it. You know, listen, I'm a fan, but I'm honest. Okay, yeah, he may not be fighting the top guy like Shakur or Tofimo and all these other guys, but still.
If anything,
still ends. Nobody's fighting each other.
Look. Delano, look, listen. If anything, it solidifies Tank's win over Rolly more legitimate than his win over Ryan. Now let's get to it. Ryan Garcia was drained going into the Tank fight. Ryan Garcia had moles in his camp and that broke up his ribs. That kid Cindy, where's that kid from? Mongolia, whatever he's from. Ryan, are you okay? That dude was in his camp. He had people in his camp telling him what he did and didn't eat for breakfast. That's real talk.
Hey, Delano, you got something going on with your mic.
That's not my mic. That's his. Hold on, let me mute you real quick, Delano.
Y'all coming up.
Now, hold on. It's his mic. I'll bring you back, Delano. Don't worry, but just mute it for a second. Ryan Garcia was up against it, and he was physically drained fighting Tank. And I don't care, because Ryan's a cheater. And we found out when he fought Devin Haney. I'm in there live asking what's going on. Come to find out, I'm going to mute your mic, Delano. You're making some noise. I'll unmute you. Don't worry about it. I'll unmute you in a second. You found out that the kid was a cheater. And then insult to injury, he's a racist on top of that. Okay, so after a year, Devin comes out. He pits a shutout against Ramirez. And what happens with Ryan? He loses to a guy that Tank knocked out, who was 100% healthy. Well, not for nothing. If y'all forgot, Rolly Romero also said that he was drained versus Tank, but I ain't gonna harp on that too hard. But it solidifies Tank's win over Rolly Romero more than it solidifies him beating Ryan Garcia. If that makes sense. Because Ryan Garcia is a nasty, filthy, racist-ass drug cheat. And he was drained versus Tank. So your question to me was, does Ryan look good on someone's resume? My answer is no. Because after he was off the peds, see, all we could say about Rolly is that he was drained versus Tank, but he wasn't drugged up. Ryan fought Devin overweight and drugged up. And then when he fights Rolly, with no drugs, Rolly kicked his ass. There was no part of that fight he won. Knocked him down in the second round and everything. So Ryan doesn't look good. Ryan is just that poster that people put on their wall to jack off to. That's all he is. So I hope that answered your question.
Well, I agree, but then those are quality wins on Tank's resume. They weren't bums. They were quality wins. We can't shit on Drew. I understand your point of him not fighting Shakur or these other guys. We can't say he fought. We can't say that. When you got other guys,
say what?
We can't say that because he didn't fight shit he got. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Because those were quality wins.
Yeah, your mic keep going out, Delano.
Your mic went out.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Hello? You hear me now? Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, you hear me now? Yep.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, what I'm saying is those are quality wins. We can't just say that those was shitty wins. I mean, he wasn't fighting bums.
But nobody said that though. Nobody said that he's. First off, anyone who gloves up in the sport of boxing is not a bum. I would never call them that. That's some cash. That's some crazy
well, some people use
fan
that
talk,
phrase.
fan talk, but I think the argument is at some point we are expected for the top guys to fight each other. And Delano, you know, that's like any sport. The
Any
NFL
sport, yeah,
at the end, the championship, the best got to go against the best. And at the end of the day, we can't say, well, none of the other guys are doing it. There are only a few people that we call the faces of boxing. For a while, it was either Canelo, it was Tank, it was Crawford, and to some folks, it's Clarissa Shields. All right.
Yeah, correct. She's up.
All of those
Right
people
here.
at some point has fought a contemporary. We can say, all right, well, you know, Canelo fought Floyd at one point. We can say Terrence fought Errol. We can say Clarissa Shields is goddamn Clarissa Shields. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Tank does not have one where we can say, well, you know, Tank did beat such and such. We don't have that. And what we're saying is that destroys the sport.
It does destroy the sport, but it's also, like I said, it's not just him. It's the other guys too. Shakur
Well, we're
Stevenson.
dealing with Tank right now. I deal with everybody.
Yeah, I understand we're dealing with Tank, but Drew, you have to look at the others in his division also. And say why they're not fighting each other.
I hold every. What do you mean fighting each other?
Like they're not fighting. The others are not fighting each other.
Who? Like who's not fighting each other? Who's not fighting each other?
Okay, Drew, let me tell you. Right now, you hear me? Right now, there's a good man in D.C. Just came back, Mr. Gary Russell.
Right.
All right. He's calling for Roach. Mm-hmm. He's calling for Tank, even Tank. Mm-hmm. He's calling for Shakur. He's calling for everybody. His other brother's calling somebody at 140.
You just said he just got back.
Oh, he just got back. But you still, it's 50-50. Those fights are 50-50.
What's he ranked?
Blue, hold on. But Drew, hear me out, bro. Hear me out.
You say it every day.
Blue. I know, but hear me out on this. Blue Blood said it himself when I asked him the other day. I said, why is Roach afraid to fight Gary? He said, I don't know why. Is it that 50-50 element is why he could lose the fight to what's his name of Gary Russell?
You just said
is that the reason?
No, wait, hold on.
No, is that the reason?
No, dude, I can't speak to anybody. Wait, see.
But you understand what I'm saying? I'm going now.
Hold on, stop. This is your goalpost move. You're erecting an obstacle that's not even there. I just asked you, what is Gary Russell Jr. ranked now? You don't know. You know how I know you don't know? Because I don't know. Now, he's back, and he had an outstanding win. What does it mean? I don't know, because I don't know where he's ranked. You don't even know what sanctioning body he's ranked in. Because I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Now, if he keeps making noise and keeps winning, and then I say, oh, okay, look, he's in the top 3 of the WBO, or the WBA, or the WBC, or the IBF, then I'll say, okay, these people need to look at him now. But I don't know where he's ranked. He looked phenomenal coming back, and he's always been a great fighter, and he always has a big mouth. So he backs up his talk. And I'm not saying the second he's in line to get a shot at a major name, and if they duck him, I'll talk about it.
But Drew, all right, Drew. Hear me out on this one, okay? Now, you brought that up that he was out and just came back. All right, cool. Thurman just came back. Mm-hmm. All right, he just came back. Won one fight. Now he's fighting Astazu and some other guy, Fandora. He's in there getting automatically a title shot.
At what weight?
At what is he? He's at 154. I think 154 or.
Wait, is Gary Russell?
Gary Russell is 135.
Two different weight classes. Two different.
But I'm saying, Drew, it's the same. But he just came back for being off for the same 3 years.
Did you hear my opinion on that?
All right, Drew. Listen.
No, you know why you never heard it? Because I never spoke on it yet.
But Drew, I'm trying to throw that act. I want you to see how it's easy for what's his name to take that fight, Lamont, while he's waiting.
Wait.
But I understand why they won't take it because he won't risk losing, getting an L from Gary while getting an L from Shakur, which would be a legitimate L.
So
that's my opinion of it.
Okay. So is the narrative now? Are people saying that Lamont Roach is scared of Gary Russell?
Oh, that is it. Yeah.
Okay, does people know that Gary Russell and Lamont Roach literally boxed in the same region all through the amateurs, both national champions? He's not scared of Gary Russell. If they haven't fought, it's because the business ain't worked out yet. But see, this is the issue with boxing. Boxing is one of the only sports where we don't know what goes on before these fighters become pro.
Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, go ahead, Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I believe that if people were real fans, and not saying you, but as a whole, we do this. A lot of times we find a fighter once they go pro, and we don't look at the stuff that has happened before. Now, when you look at football, they have these whole series on their college career, on the combine, all of these things. These fighters, whether it's Tio, whether it's Tank, whether it's Shakur, whether it's Devin, whether it's Lamont Roach and the Russell family, all of them grew up together in the amateurs. They're not afraid of each other and being ignorant of it. If they are scared of each other, they know exactly why they don't want that smoke. So when you see like the whole Tank versus Devin rivalry, to a lot of guys that just started watching boxing, this is new to them. And they really believe that, okay, well, this guy is just afraid of this guy just because. No, it's because they grew up fighting each other and seeing each other fight since they were kids. The only difference is, and a lot of the hate that Devin gets is, if people don't know, Devin Haney is one of the only fighters to get to this level without going through the full USA boxing program, without trying to go to the Olympics, without signing to a major promoter. And that's all that hate is about. And anytime you don't do what the plantations and elites of the sport of boxing don't want you to do, they try to make it hard. Now, I'm going to tell you the same thing with Gary Russell. You know why they're going to give Gary a hard time? Is because when Gary could not get what he wanted and he had a belt, Gary was only fighting once or twice a year before he was even a main attraction, and he was holding the belt. The powers that be are going to make it hard for him because of that. But like you use the man Keith Thurman, you got to remember, even though Keith Thurman been going a while, Keith Thurman bought some money in. Keith Thurman, even though he didn't do Arrow right, Keith Thurman was a money bringer to the sport for a while for the powers that be. So of course they're gonna rock with him a little bit more. But when we start with these narratives about, oh well, Roach must be afraid of Gary, man, all you got to do is look at the amateurs. They were both national champions in the same region for years. They ain't scared of each other, man.
Yeah, okay, Coach. But all right, let me ask you this one, okay?
Yep.
All right. I watched Gary fight. I went to one of his fights out here in Pennsylvania, as he had a fight with his was it a guy from was it a Chinese guy? He wasn't Chinese, but he was from one of them Asian countries. He beat him by unanimous decision. That was one of his last, before the other fight where he broke his shoulder. Now, Gary has never, since that the Lomachenko fight, he has never been offered a big fight since then. Right? So he's due for one. All right? But like he's saying, a lot of guys were avoiding him, including Tank. They were avoiding him. So now he comes back into the fray again.
Right.
And once again, the same thing's going on.
He just got back, brother. He just got back.
So Delano, do you believe that just because he just got back and is due one, he should be able to skip the line? After Lamont Roach, it took him all of this time to get a fight with Tank. Do you think that it's fair for now that Gary Russell's back, he should just be able to skip the line and get a fight with Roach, who really should have been getting a rematch with Tank? You believe that's fair?
Well, if Tank is not on the table, even Blue said this, not just me.
Right,
that is a good fight. That's a good fight to make.
Right, and that literally just happened though. Like we just found out this month that the fight's not going to happen, so we don't know if they're going to fight or not. We don't know because Roach has been offered a fight with Shakur as well, so we don't know that. But that doesn't.
Shakur said he want to fight somebody else, so that's another narrative there. Well, Tank, like I said, that is a fight for DC or Maryland and DC right there.
Okay,
we agreed on that.
Got you. So here's the thing. Let's look at Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. fought on Juneteenth, right?
Yep.
How long did it take Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney to get a fight signed after Juneteenth?
Right away.
Within less than 3 weeks,
yes,
they had a fight signed, right?
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford and Errol showed us the same thing. If both fighters and both teams want it to happen, man, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, yes.
But when we start the narrative that, oh, well, this guy, this is all I'm saying. I don't feel that it's been enough time to start saying that Roach is ducking a Gary Russell, and we're giving all of this grace to Tank Davis to fight his contemporaries. We can't have it both ways. That's all I'm saying.
I hear what you say, and like you said, Coach, I agree with you, and Drew, you too. But I'm gonna speak on what Drew said. Drew think that Tank is afraid of Roach, which isn't fair. You understand what I'm saying? So we could spin it like that. You understand?
Right. Exactly.
So it goes both ways. You understand? So the bottom line is, guys are not fighting each other, and I like to see them fight each other like you do. I'm a fan.
Well, I'll land the plane right there, man.
Yeah. That's a way to land it, man. Yeah.
Delano, man, salute to you, brother. Thank you for standing in the
salute to you
pocket,
too,
man.
Coach Hudson. Y'all be safe and sound, all right?
Salute.
To the next one.
Everyone go subscribe to my brother, Coach Hudson. Yeah, Coach, man, thank you
Please
for sliding through and rock with me, man. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, you know I got you, brother.
Absolutely. And salute to everybody that was on the panel. My brother Freedom's March, my brother Trill Will. Go subscribe to him to get that political accountability that Jesus Christ, accountability in politics is like religion in the state. It's weird, man. But salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. You know, I'm way past my time. I know the general's been on for like an hour. You know what I mean? I just want the best to fight the best. And this ain't it right here, bro. This ain't it. This ain't it, man. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. This is not the sport that I've loved. And I'm gonna call it how I see it. I'm not watching this, but the night that this happens, I think it's a day before my birthday. The night that this happens, I'll just watch for the results. And if it's something crazy, I'll go watch the highlight of the crazy thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'll only do a post-fight on this if something crazy happens. Like if Jake gets knocked out or if Tank gets knocked out. If this goes to the cards and it's just like, hey, they high-fiving and hugging, I don't give a fuck about this fight. And by default, it might be a banging ass undercard, but I'm not watching this. This ain't boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not about race, though, and this is for the brother press. It's not about race. Look at that. I made this meme. I took a picture off my television when this happened. Bud just won. And unprovoked, Teddy Atlas said, I got Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound. Andre Ward was still active. This was before the Kovalev fight. And look at how they're looking at Teddy Atlas. This was unprovoked. Bud just won. I think he just won a belt that night, too. This was on ESPN, y'all. I still got Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound. The guy that lost his second pro fight. You got Andre Ward there, undefeated. You got Bud Crawford there, undefeated. And this motherfucker had Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound. Please don't ever tell me it's not about race. I know what I'm looking at. And shout out the press, but brother, you only been watching the sport for 4 years, and Tank got you into the sport of boxing. If I can make a suggestion, young brother, what you need to do, once Tank hangs it up, get to know the sport. Go subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. Go subscribe to Stormy B Man and just listen. Those aren't channels for you to debate anything or or argue a point. It's there for learning. Get to know the history of the sport. Get to know the mechanics of what's going on inside the ring. Get to understand why Tank couldn't do anything with Lamont Roach. And maybe you'll understand why he's not too thrilled to jump back into the ring with him right away. You understand what I'm talking about? But salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda Cash App, the Super Chat, Pep Talk tonight, man. Got a lot to say. Go subscribe to my Patreon. Me and 78 about to do a video about shit that happened in Vegas. Y'all won't miss that, man. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.